Hello, everyone. Welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have an Ocarina of Time Randomizer No Logic race. Today on commentary, we have Dobby Digital and Hagmania, and they'll take it from here.
Thank you, baseball. So, welcome everyone to I think the first No Logic restream. So, if you're not familiar with No Logic restreams or with the weekly races, it's very unlike anything else that you will have experienced if it's got logic at all. The short version is that things can be just anywhere. There is no check for if a seed is beatable or anything whatsoever. The generator does not care. It can put things in impossible places and will ask you to sort it out. As a consequence, this is designed to be, or is usually done with more glitches in mind, things that will allow it to potentially circumvent the nonsense that the generator is giving us. Are you excited for this, Hagmania?
Yes, sir. Welcome everybody in. I'm so excited to learn more about No Logic and the glitches we'll see, and these players. We got Egg and Axe here, two standout members of the community. I'm ready. I'm ready to learn something here, Dobby.
This will be fun. It'll be interesting. And they're also I see them in the race room specifically asking Egg to do some really dumb shit just to trip me up. So this will be fun. We're going to probably see a lot of fun glitches here, but in the end, the goal of the race, the win conditions for them, is they're beating Ganondorf and then Ganon, as usual. But in order to do that, they need to get 4 dungeon rewards, which will give them access to Ganon's castle. And then they need 7 of the dungeon rewards in order to actually beat to get Ganon's boss key, and so to actually beat the game. So that means they're able to effectively skip 2 of the dungeons. This is basically done because it is very, it's very plausible that there's one dungeon that is not completable. Things like if the generator happens to put Mirror Shield on Twinrova or somewhere else that's Mirror Shield locked, that effectively means you can't do it. There are a couple of requirements like that can't be circumvented. Notably, you need Mirror Shield for Twinrova, you need Boomerang for Baronade, and you need Hammer for Volvagia. Those are hard required, even in No Logic, if you have to beat those dungeons.
I see. Well, we are starting off straight to child here.
One child, and looks like Axe is bare minimum, at least reading the sign and being kind to our trackers and going slowly through that. Thank you, Axe. So we will see. Since the end goal is just based on the number of rewards as opposed to specifically needing a certain medallions versus stones, it doesn't matter quite as much which one's which, but it can be helpful for things like songs or song rewards since song sanity is up.
Looks like Shadow Temple is vanilla.
Oh, that's a good question, Pepperoni. So this uses the No I Am Wrong rule set with one small addition. So they're not allowed to do anything that's considered item manipulation. So this includes get item manipulation, RBA, and BA are the major ones. Things that basically manipulate your inventory. The other things they are not allowed to do are wrong warps. So they aren't allowed to use a very specific technique that lets you warp around basically straight to the end of the game. So they're not allowed to do that.
Oh, and that's a wallet-locked wallet, so that's very important to keep in mind, right? It's 140 rupees for that wallet.
That is, definitely could be important, because we do have Shop Sanity 4 is turned on, and so they may end up needing some important things there. Also, nice throw there from Egg. Nice throw, take 2. You can do it. We believe in you.
Egg,
there you
okay,
go, buddy.
Get there.
Got it. Ooh, that's a big Goron sword and a bottle. Nice. It is technically possible that the seed isn't. It's possible that the seed is impossible. So it can happen, and usually how that works is it depends for tournaments. Tournaments usually it's whoever makes the most progress in like 3 hours. For weekly races, usually it's shucks. Same time next week. We'll call it a draw. Complete mashup is a good question. I would have to actually check the preset. I believe it's not set. But I do know for sure I did check, and fast bunny hood is not enabled.
So I have to imagine, bombs and shield are like our two key items to start a seed, right? A lot of the seed is locked behind bombs, as far as glitches are concerned.
Yeah, glitch-wise, the major things we want are explosives and a shield. You are 100% correct. Even more so than if you're familiar, for instance, in DDR. Bombs and shields are good there, but the major thing that distinguishes these two rule sets is the presence of bomb hovering. So that lets you get a ton of places that you're not supposed to. So indeed, you are 100% correct. We want to be finding bombs ASAP.
OoT has a heart container.
Good, we don't need to do that. And other than that, like, typically your general framework is, you ignore logic because it doesn't exist. So really, your prime goal is just check density and your hints. So that's kind of your general goal. The hints are actually very strong with magic. So it uses the very strong hint distribution, and then there's also a guaranteed path of magic. Choosing logic, I don't believe so. Well, I guess technically there's no logic, so it wouldn't matter if choosing logic was a thing.
Well, but the setting would be that you would get choose from grass.
Oh, maybe that's a good point. So they might actually have it enabled if they want that. I have the settings right here. I can double check. Add bomb to bag and drops is set to true, which I think does that. So I think it might be separate now from the things.
Oh, a bomb chew bag indeed on Child Shooting Gallery.
Ooh, nice.
That's a huge find early for Egg there, and all of our runners, in fact.
That's very good. The bombs and bomb chews are not completely replaceable. There are some things that you can do that are better with one versus the other, but for the most part, they're almost equivalent. Oh, and Egg, it looks like, was just grabbing the super fast stuff and then is going back adult with the chews. Oh, if you're talking about unloading the grave, yeah, it's around 17 or 18 times, but it does depend if you're an adult or child. It's contrary to the one in, like, Ganon's Castle, that one depends on, like, 6 factors. But the easy way is you just walk down and walk back up and then check if it's unloaded. Oh, we also found a bow. Where did we find the bow?
Oh, I totally missed that. It had to have been... It must have been in Graveyard. It must have been very recently, because I don't believe Axe found it in CAC. Oh, started with bow.
Wow.
Okay.
That was a dick move there, Dompe. Oh, they started with bow. That makes sense. This is why we need trackers, so they can notice the things that we don't, like starting with a bow.
Oh, Dompe, please.
Dompe's being a jerk.
Zelda's Lullaby is on the path to magic. That's not a big surprise.
Was it Zelda's Lullaby or Zora's Fountain?
Oh, was it Zora's Fountain? I'm sorry.
I think it was Zora's Fountain.
I guess you'd have a location, not an item. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It should at least. I mean, otherwise that's not terribly helpful. Yeah, Fountain.
Okay. Fountain. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, you need an opponent for horseback archery. That is correct. You do need to have a horse in order to do that.
Bear with me, friends. I'm a standard commentary main, so I'm working new brain muscles here.
Yeah, this is a little bit different, but than standard. Just very slightly, a couple of changes. And yeah, so other things to keep in mind. If you are they're kind of bouncing all over the place, doing a ton of checks. So bear in mind that most of the like the 6.2 sanities are on, so some of the newer stuff is instant. But they have Song Sanity turned on, Shop Sanity 4, Full Token Sanity, Affordable Scrub Sanity, Cow Sanity, and Keys, Key Sanity, both small and BK, which are set to be anyway. So, a lot of stuff. Yeah, it looks like they've got chest texture matches content, so they can look at the chest just to determine if they want to bother opening it or not. It looks like Axe has opened a couple of the heart-related ones. We saw her do that a bit earlier. Probably wants a little bit of comfort and a little bit of safety, especially if she needs to do something like fire or water. It's good to have.
Didn't grab the skull though, so I guess just not prioritize. I assume you'll just run across enough, and with the hints, you'll run across enough.
We'll also see they do have the miscellaneous hints for the skulls, so we'll find out right here. Skull token, useless. Skull token, useless. Heart container, probably not worth it. Token. Heart container, yeah, that's a nope. They're not collecting any of them. Hideout set 2. In terms of the keys, I think they only need to free one carpenter. They have the shuffled card, but then for the... Don't know where it is on this list.
Well entry? Oh, that is Dodongo's Cavern. Nice entry into the well entrance there. And finding DC. That's great. Egg can go ahead and clear out DC.
Yeah, that's especially 5-2s, that should be enough. So that's fantastic for Egg to find here. Ooh, he's using a couple here in order to open the boss door. It is shuffled bosses and entrances, so we don't know what boss it's going to be leading to, and we also don't know. Well, now we know, but we didn't know what dungeon it was going to be leading to.
So DC's entrance is Jabu Jabu, as well on Axe's side, and she is heading up Death Mountain Trail now.
Yeah, Heg is playing a bit risky with these shoes, but he's probably must be hoping for a drop from some of these dudes, because yeah, one shoe is let's see, that looks like a small key, so we won't know where that's from. He's probably going to risk it and just pull the thing. There are some keys that are useful to get early, like depending on which dungeons you need to do, or how far in you want to go to dungeons. Shadow, you'll need one key at least, because even if you do like the clips, you'll need one key to open the entrance to the back. Fire, it'll depend where the big key is. Forest depends where the big key is. Water depends. And Spirit, I think you may also need one, but that one, Spirit, is a whole nother can of worms. So potentially they're likely to, certainly going to want Spirit keys, and certainly going to want, well, pretty much all the keys. Other than probably water.
Ooh,
we got a scale on. So it looks like Egg was hoping for some 2-drops, but unfortunately didn't get lucky, and looks like he's just opting to leave for now and come back later, or just resetting and hopefully to farm some from somewhere else. But I don't know anywhere that's got there. We got some titties on Axe's side, but they are too expensive. Visible disappointed for Axe. Oh, so Egg is actually doing a trick here, empty jump slash. You see there that he jumped with nothing in his hands. So if you can do a various setups in order to get that to trigger, where you currently do a jump slash and you don't have anything. In that sense, like a garbage value to your jump slash damage. So now what he's able to do is he's able to crouch stab, and some part of that garbage damage includes Din's Fire. So now can run around with a sword that will light torches. That garbage damage is useful for a couple different things. Notably, for fire sources. Yeah, QPA is also referred to, since that was the kind of the earliest version of it. Was using a put away technique, but no, that's not the case.
Okay, so I have heard of QPA. Okay, I was thinking that looked like QPA. Okay, I understand. Gotcha.
Yeah, QPA and Empty Junk Slash both revolve around getting that same glitch damage value. It's just kind of different ways in order to achieve that outcome. And yeah, if you're wondering there how he broke the wall, one of the other things it includes is I think that one is it's either explosion damage or hammer damage. I think it's hammer damage, but I'm not sure. We need to double check.
Axe is now finally heading child. Hope to... Oh, mirror shield. Okay, scrubbing DC.
That's a nice mirror shield. Nice and early.
So Axe, with enough money to play Child Shooting Gallery, will be picking up their bomb chew bag there, and will open up a lot of the seed for them.
Oh wow, this will be fun. Egg is going to be. It looks like Egg might be trying to ignite both of these. Oh, that's neat. I like that trick. So yeah, that's
Who
still
needs
using
bombs or bomb chews in DC.
Yeah, explosives are overrated, clearly. That's relying on the fact that Din's fire ignites bombs, and so it was just using that QPA damage to ignite all of those thingies. Ooh, we getting some equip swap? I don't know why. Yeah. Why are you doing an equip swap? I don't know. But he is... so what he's doing there is there's a technique you can do where you have... you effectively trick the menu into putting something on a C button that normally you wouldn't be allowed to. And you do that by hovering over one of the item you want to equip, and then quickly swapping back and forth from the... what's it called? To either the equipment subscreen or the map subscreen, and then flicking back and then quickly hovering over the other item. Oh, you're correct, Sly. It's the ice arrows do blue fire damage. You are correct. So that's part of blue fire arrows then.
So is that a rando only trick then? In
Yes.
those cases? Aha. Interesting.
Yeah, it is
fire
rando
arrows.
Only. Nice. Not only is it rando only, it's also involves all of the quirks from blue fire arrows themselves. So notably that blue fire arrows don't work on some of the actors because that like if you drop blue fire it would, because they look for the actor itself. So yeah, this game is a pile of jank and we love it.
Alright, so back up the 10 chews here for Egg. Alright, so Jabu is Gerudo Training Ground.
So not one they necessarily need to do, but some good item density. So, maybe if they're nearby, but...
And I do know the clip into Jabu as adult, so... I have seen that one before.
Yeah, that one's pretty famous. It's useful. It's pretty spoopy too. Welcome, GSW. So far, we got some pretty good stuff. We've got bomb chews, we've got a bow, we got a fire arrow. Oh, we got a potato.
Ah, Ocarina.
Usually you find the makeshift potato, which is any bottle in No Logic or in No Worm Warp will work. But hey, we'll take the potato too. Save some time.
I don't believe that Egg did Richard, so they didn't check the back alley shop. Minuet is there for 140 rupees. I would say GSW, the thing that we found is that there is a wallet-locked wallet, a wallet for 140 rupees. But no, we haven't found anything truly useful in the shops yet. Oh, Kakiri sword in DC.
Oh, little stabby. I mean, sure. You don't say no, but you'd rather a better item, but sure. Yeah, so far I think that's correct. That's the only thing of like real interest we found in a shop. It's, you know, it's not bad, but does it auto-equip? If it auto-equips, then yeah, that would be bad. Wow, blowing up the poor bomb shoot lop lady. It's not her fault the items suck. Please stop blaming her. She is just a customer service representative. You know, she doesn't control the items. A Deku stick. Oh boy.
What a wonderful find there.
I mean, yeah, it's not super useful, especially at this point.
Sarcasm.
But yeah, we'll see. At bare minimum, Egg will be able to beat this dungeon, so you will certainly be doing so. But other than that, like DC still definitely had some good stuff in it because we got a potato, we got a mirror shield, we got fire arrows, all pretty good stuff. And yeah, if you're here at or if you missed the start, to note the as part of the setting or the rules they use for this, they do not allow BK skips, but child dungeons, because they don't have a boss key or functionally don't have a boss key, they are allowed to clip into the child boss rooms. That doesn't really apply for DC because there isn't a useful version of it. But it can apply especially for Deku.
Missed the first backflips. So was this a vanilla Dodongo then? Because you said bosses are randomized?
Correct, yeah. So this looks like a vanilla Dodongo.
Alright, Mado's house. Oh, there's a bomb bag.
Bombs.
Okay.
Nice. And Water Temple PK. So yeah, we do need, because we need 7 out of the 9 dungeon rewards, we do need to find some BKs. And so usually what dungeons you end up doing depends on not only like the items you find, but also the boss keys you find.
That's a
And a rang? Wow. Yeah, we found some good stuff, but we need a wallet first.
Yeah, a lot of items locked behind the single wallet out here, we hope, is in the overworld.
Oh, boy. And meanwhile, Axe is going to head to DC, check out what's there. Get your votes in chat. Well, what dungeon is going to be? We know some of them. I'm going with Shadow.
We've seen Jabu Jabu, so it could be anything. Oh wait, it's no logics. Never mind. I'm still thinking of entrance randomizer, so it could just be anything. Spirit.
If you guessed Spirit, you were correct. Your prize today is infinite bragging rights. And by infinite, some supplies last.
If you hover up to the hands in Desert Colossus, which dungeon do you go in?
Those, I'm pretty sure, are Spirit.
Okay, alright.
Because it's wibbly wobbly.
Understood.
And to get those to work properly is, I think, the thing. Yeah, the list of Way of the Hero items is pretty short this seed. I think it includes the Triforce. And yeah.
Alright, both of our song collections are useless. OoT and Burning Cack. Nothing doing there. So don't have to worry about dungeon completion there. Or specific medallion completion. Ooh, Thieves small key.
These funky. Nice, we take them. Not the best, but not bad either. So, you know, we'll take that over, like, a heart.
Rainbow Bridge leads to Fire Temple. I don't know if we'd seen that hint already, but it's the first time I had noticed it. Ooh, okay. Redid Grotto. What you got for us?
What you got? Strength? Sure. Bridge setting is for 4 dungeon rewards.
Egg gonna find out the bad news, or the good news, I suppose. The good news about skulls.
Good. As for GSW, what controller is the most used? That's a good question. I think it really depends on player preference. And it depends if you're playing on emulator versus if you're playing on something like Wii or something else. But I know GameCube is very popular. Team Ganon's Castle. Apparently, baseball is on Team Ganon's Castle.
Baseball's on the bad guys.
Man, we should have known.
I can't believe it.
Well, so we'll see. With those bombs or especially on Axe side with those bombs, she's got a lot of things that she can technically do. Like in theory, you can do a lot of hovering to get into dungeons you're not supposed to. But we'll see how much of that she decides to do versus overwhelm. There's still a decent amount of that that's able to do. And bare minimum, along the way, you want to clear stuff that you can.
Oh, so that was that's your ticket into GTG there, isn't it? That was the Gerudo card.
Oh, I mean, sure, we'll take it.
It's a non-glitched way. You don't even need it, I guess.
Yeah, if you're here, they wouldn't need it, but I mean, you'll take it if you've got it. It opens up a couple of the checks because you do need that to do horseback archery.
I see.
But yeah, they could definitely clip around it if they didn't find it. But if it's there, sure, why not? We'll see. Is Egg gonna get as bodied as Axe did? So far, Dalpay looking kinder.
This setting is fun to me because you're really more focused on the runners themselves instead of the logic, behind what the seed is asking you to do. I like this a lot. I'm just kind of sitting here listening to you, Dobby, and trying to chime in as I can. I'm having a lot of fun.
Well, that's good. And if you are watching this and thinking, hey, this looks like fun, I want to just pull off a bunch of nonsense, and then as the game does whatever it wants, there are no logic weekly races. So this is actually the time that we usually have the DDR restream, but we have the no logic instead. So the weekly races is actually on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So if you are interested in joining this mayhem, they always happen to have new players. Big Goron has Bolero. That's annoying, but not bad. Oh, and we do have the guaranteed hint here, so we know that Hookshot is in GTG. Hookshot is another item that, if you can find it, it's very helpful. But technically, you don't need it most of the time.
And we do know where GTG is, because that is inside Jabu's belly entrance.
So that'll be fun. I know Axe has said that she basically hopes that she doesn't have to do Jabu entry as adult. So for her sake, I hope that she doesn't. Egg making very good use of those bomb shoes. And we'll see. I think DC was Jabu, correct?
DC is Jabu.
Yeah, so we'll see. He'll probably just end up leaving.
That's Water Temple Vanilla.
Oh, he's opting to do some stuff in here. Maybe skulls? There's not a ton. You can't beat this dungeon without the boomerang, even in No Ion Realm Warp. So it is not going to be able to clear this dungeon, but apparently he's opting for the scrub. Oh, I think he's opting to do the bottom because you very rarely want to actually bring Burrito around, so might be clearing the couple of things that there are down here. So technically you don't need the rank for the Dingle Dangle Dongles. The Dingle Dangle Dongles only require boomerang damage, and that you can actually get via QPA. However, for some reason, that is different to Baronade. Baronade actually checks for the specific actor for boomerang, so you need the boomerang itself. But yeah, for some reason, there's a difference between the two.
I know exactly how that happened. They coded it linearly, and they got around to Baronade. It's like, oh yeah, we should actually make sure we have the boomerang. Like, oh, we didn't do that for the tentacles. Nah, who cares?
Who cares? Speaking of hookshots, it's right there. Oh, true. You are right, Pepperoni, that the bosses are randomized, so there is a chance that we don't need the boomerang for this dungeon. You are correct. That is a good point. Yes, the strat to actually defeat the Dangle Dangle Dongles is amazing, though. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend looking it up. I know ZFG's done it on YouTube. Because yeah, you use QPA and then you just hover all the way up to the top and damage them like that. It's amazing.
Oh, this is a Beery hover.
Yes. So this is not the usual spot you do a Beery hover, but it works. So why not? Meanwhile, Axe is clearing out the river. This Beery is not cooperating, though. Oh, we are off the ground. Oh, so close. Yeah, the slightly annoying thing is that if he had Axe's bomb bag, he would definitely be going for it. Like, that's no questions asked. With Choose, it's a little bit more annoying to do the hover, but he's probably still going to be going for it. Oh.
Beery, please!
Beery's being a jerk. But he still wants it, so still going to be trying for it again.
Egg's got that dog in him. He needs this Beery hover.
He needs it. And yeah, the normal spot you do the Beery hover for upstairs in order to get to the top, which is my favorite way of clearing that. It's not the fastest and is not the easiest, but it's the best. You actually are able to get trapped in a corner, so it's a lot easier to do the hover. This one's a little bit more finicky because it's a lot more open. Oh, is he doing some side flips? Yeah, he's doing some side flip hovers. He's decided to give up on the Beery and is instead going to do some side flip hovers. So if you are familiar with bomb hovering, the mechanics are very, very different. You kind of have to do some wonky stuff in order to make sure that you don't go so far away from the explosion that you're considered outside of it. So in this case, what they're doing by that is doing these wonky little side flips, which involve like kind of holding specific angles as you're jumping and in parts of your rolling animation. So you can see here, he's very kindly pause buffering to show us exactly what you need to do. And that lets you stay close enough that the bomb shoe explosion will still hit you.
Nice side flipping.
But overall, fairly clean. You can, in theory, do it without pause buffering, but pause buffering makes it a lot safer.
Ah, he dropped it.
Yeah. There is that downside as well, that if you do get too close to a wall, the bomb shoe can instead stick to the wall and run around that way. Basically, it can be a jerk too. And I think technically, if done completely optimally, side flip hovers are like the per explosive the most efficient when you want to get distance. But they are, at least in my opinion, harder to do because they involve a lot more frame perfect aspects, or nearly frame perfect. Come on, do it. Be a friend. Be a friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going. We're going.
Here
Yeah. Excellent.
Excellent.
Excellent indeed. Oh, rocket power, egg salad.
Mm-hmm. That was beautiful. I was wondering how he was going to hover up to that. Apparently, you can just jump.
Some big pogs in Jabu's belly.
Minnow Axe we still see is doing some overworld cleanup. Notably for Long Love Ranch, which does have, as child, a number of Skulltulas, but she's going to require the boomerang for some of them, so really just hoping that they don't have anything good.
Just checking.
But honestly, so far this seed is pretty nice to them. Like, for Egg having Hookshot, Explosives, Mirror Shield, and Bow already, it's pretty nice.
I'm gonna say this has been pretty generous compared to some of the runs I've seen.
Yeah. There's definitely they can definitely be a lot meaner. So this is very kind of the seed. So we'll take them.
Sniping Link the Goron while Axe resetting.
Getting that scale. So see where Axe is opting to go now if she's opting to clear some more dungeons. She's not opting for, I think it was Spirit was in Deku, so not opting for that, which makes sense. Without, as child, you wouldn't be able to full clear it, so might as well just come back as an adult. Oh. Very clean there.
Did she go child side? Oh no, I don't believe she did.
No, I don't think she went child side at all. Just opting to wait for adult, or at least wait till later for child, because like all she has in order to hit the switch on child side is choose, which are a little bit annoying. Like not bad, but a little bit. So either waiting to do all of it as adult, or at least waiting for a little better equip this child.
You fool! I did not realize ice traps were on.
Yeah, I forget if they're major items, minor items, or both, but 10 out of 10.
That's one.
Man, Egg is really slacking. Only has 2 skull tokens. Come on. Duties. Unfortunately, the TDs are too expensive. So we may not be seeing those this seed. Though to be honest, if Axe gets enough money, she probably would come back for those.
There's a small key. GTG.
Yep. And Egg opting to unload the statue there. It is... There's... Actually, I think it's fairly recently that's been understood that you can do like a wonky series of movements in order to get that that statue to be unloaded, and you can just walk through it. It's honestly hilarious, and I love it. Wow. Egg's so bad at this game, he just died. Come on, Egg. You know that if you jump in lava, you tend to be lit on fire. Come on, Egg.
This did not be conducive to living.
Yeah, it's usually not recommended. Opting for the peak here. Oh, that looks like a key, I think.
I thought it was a key, yes. Alright, big rolling.
They see you rolling. Did you use the token? Okay, and we'll see. And Egg is probably going to be then popping into Fire Temple to see what that is. If I had to guess. See, he's got 25 chews. That should be enough to get the side flip here. Ooh, that's a
Oh, it's a song. Nocturne. Okay.
Oh, interesting. You take those. Good news, guys. It's 4:38. I think he's waiting for time of day, so he's going to be going for the skulls, the nighttime skulls here. Ooh, Axe is farming up some sticks. Then I think this. Well, okay. We saw ISG do or Egg do ISG for other reasons. Axe you see here has got the rainbow ISG with stick. So that's like one of the first glitches that you'll see in this game. And how that works is that you do a crouch tab, and you interrupt that crouch tab with some kind of action. Notably, if you're reading signs, or in this case, she asked Navi about the Deku Babas. And so that causes the game to consider you to be stabbing every single frame, which is super fun, and you get this pretty rainbow trail. But it's also very useful for like damaging enemies, since you are considered to be stabbing every frame. Nice dents too.
That's actual Inspire. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think ISG was something I managed to pull off in my younger years unknowingly.
Yeah, I don't think I did ISG unknowingly. I definitely did. I accidentally did a hover boost when I was a kid, but I don't think I did ISG.
I just remember thinking, well, this is awesome, and then it dropped. It's like, oh.
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 Yeah, if you don't know what drops it, it's very easy to accidentally do. Notably, if you press R, it's gone. Or more specifically, if you crouch, because you can press R if you're targeting. But also, if you take damage, will also drop most of the time. There's a couple other things that you can do that will cause it to drop, like loading zones. But yeah, if you're careful, it's really fun to mess around with. Don't you love it when you're just walking through the forest and just find a nut?
Mm. Alright, Egg will pick up the bomb bag here.
Probably wishing he had that for Jabu earlier, but hey.
Definitely. You're probably thinking, well, this might be the first time you're thinking, that I did cost myself some time there by sort of not waiting for bombs. But it's totally understandable that, well, you're in the dungeon and you are able to progress through it a little bit to go ahead and check it out.
And to be honest, even though it took him a while to get that, it still was faster than him coming all the way over here, getting that, and heading back.
That's very true, yes.
And he's used the hook shot in the meantime too. So it probably there might be a better way to route it, but it still wasn't that bad by any means whatsoever. Because he was able to get some stuff. Ooh, so on Egg's side, we're actually going to be seeing him do he's doing triple slash? Yeah, he's doing triple slash. So there are a couple of different ways you can do this, but he is doing a technique in order to get into the child side here, where you do 3 normal slashes in a row, and part of that animation you kind of get a little burst of speed right at the end that's backwards, and that's enough to clip you into some places, notably here. Whee! He accidentally though didn't get the second part right, so he's trying to land back in bounds, more specifically closer to like the crawl space on the other side. There are easier versions of this if you happen to have hover boots. There are ones that I can do actually, because I don't know this one. But It is great because you can see on the minimap him just flying off. Like his planet needs him. Whee! And the reason he's going so fast is actually because he's doing a mega flip there, which is another movement tech you'll see quite a bit, where if you roll into an explosion and backflip on the right frame during a certain part in animation, you get you end up going backwards way further than you're supposed to, and you can use that to cross certain gaps that you expected to have hover boots for. It's especially useful in Shadow Temple, but there's a couple different places where you can use that, including here, where you need just a little bit of extra distance than your normal jump can do. So you do this.
Okay, there we go. Nice.
First try, easy.
Easy every time.
Oh. Egg? Oh, yeah, I was gonna say he's got Din's Fire, but he doesn't have magic yet, so he can't use it. So he's going to, if you did miss the previous one, what he's doing here is he's doing a series of inputs in order to put away his sword and then jump slash and off of this ledge in quick succession. And that causes you to jump in the air with nothing in your hands. And the game doesn't really know what damage you're supposed to have, and so it ends up pulling this garbage value.
There we go.
Which has a bunch of, when it's interpreted as damage, has a bunch of different properties to it. And the important one here is that it includes Din's Fire, or it's interpreted to include Din's Fire. And so you can just light torches by stabbing. It's great.
All that hard work rewarded with a bloopy, though.
Unfortunate. Well, there's a couple more torches. If he's careful, there's a couple more torches he can do that with. Is he gonna? Okay, so he's gonna go check what this is. This is good because that looks like a good item. Oh, you very rude. So that did, I'm pretty sure, undo his QPA. But silly egg jumping in the abyss like that. That's also painful. So the reason he's doing that is just to warp back to the entrance, since he can't go through the crawl space. Oh, we got some fishing on Axe side. Let's go fishy.
Opting not to clip past the silver block is what's the reason for that?
Honestly, that's a good question. My guess is because he doesn't have the Spirit BK yet, so he wouldn't be able to get to the boss room. So that's, if I had to guess, that's probably why. Maybe opting to just do it all in one go later.
Understood, yes.
He does have the Mirror Shield, so he would be able to beat Twinrova, but we also don't know if it's Twinrova there, so... Yeah. Cool. We'll see Axe is doing some cleanup for Lake Hylia. She does have the silver scale, so is able to do the dive here. What is that? Is that a shield? I think that's a shield. Free shield. There we go. We'll see. Zora's... we did find a hint, and it was that Jabu led to DC? Or was it the reverse? No, it was the reverse. Jabu led to something that we knew of. Fire?
Jabu led to GTG.
GTG, that's it, thank you. So we'll see if she ends up opting to do that. The child version of the clip is a lot easier than the adult version. But we'll see. It may not end up being worth it for her. She also doesn't know, I don't think, that there's a hookshot in there. You know, we'll probably see Egg go into Forest Temple if I had to guess. Yeah, there's the confirmation Zora Fountain, Path of Magic, which usually Path of Magic is indicating something that is logically required for magic. In no logic, that is almost always telling you there's a magic itself. There is one exception though, and that is that for some reason it can include wallets. We don't know why, or I don't know why, but yes, even in no logic, it seems that there is some weird check for wallets. So river, don't need that in water. And opponent or a Cowan house is a token. So we'll not need to do that. Ooh. Breakable Big Stabby.
Won't say no to that.
Yeah, a little extra damage for some fights if you want it. We take those.
I guess I suppose with ISG it doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah, it can make some one cycles easier, and it makes some fights even with ISG a little bit faster. Especially since if you ISG and then do it, it won't break usually. So it makes it faster for some of the fights where you just get ISG and then just let it destroy itself.
We'll need to come back here as Child then.
Well, hopefully we just won't need to do Bottom of the Well, because there's no reward there. So it's just if there happens to be a useful item. There's a good chance that if it does end up being required, we are going to see that. We would see that in like 2 hours.
That's fair.
It would basically be if Ganondorf is like, hey, the light arrows are in Bottom of the Well. But technically, you can hover there as Child, but it sucks. Ooh, that's our first house, I think. Beautiful. So yeah, so what he did there was you do if you roll into an explosive, and then at a certain time you hold ZR and hold a position just off from center called ESS position. That causes the game to keep your current speed, and you can use that in order to go backwards, really high velocity, and be able to control your angle. So it's it is the fastest form of movement in the game, and allows for you to change angles, but is a little bit trickier to do. So if you are first learning out, you can learn there's just normal super slides first, which only allow you to go backwards in a straight line, but are easier to perform. We saw another version of a Mega Side Hop there, so very similar to a Mega Flip that we saw previously. It's another way where you can get more backwards momentum and more like backwards distance. And we will almost certainly be seeing Egg go, especially with those Iron Boots, heading to Zora's Fountain, since he got the hint for Path of Magic. Ooh. Nice, I think that worked. We'll see. If you're wondering what that series of voodoo movements was, you will see very shortly, hopefully. But the goal is that you are loading the Frozen King Zora in a certain way, very specifically. And the consequence is that he's no longer frozen.
Beautiful.
There are two different setups. If you play with like closed fountain when he's in his normal position, there's a different setup you can use. So be aware of that if you're learning that if you do the setup and he is not moved yet, usually you're facing the wall. Versus if he is moved, you're usually facing away from the wall. Well, are we on Axe's side? It looks like she's going to be clipping into bottom well here, using objectively the best method. Put away the stick first. There you go. So you pick up the chicken, and then you head over to this well. And the chicken is currently real mad at you because you picked it up with ISG. So every single frame you are doing damage to it. And then she tried to do the backflip there, but it did not work for some reason. I think she may have been a bit slow on the backflip there, but it's tough to say. The game sometimes can just, you're not exactly doing something it's happy about. So
It's Cuckoo diving, correct?
correct, yeah. So she's trying to use the cutscene from the chickens getting mad at you to sink through the water. Meanwhile, on Egg's side, he did a clip there since he doesn't have strength 2. He did a weird clip, I think it's called, where you manipulate the game to use some weird magics or some weird animations that allow you to go straight through the ground, through the block itself, which paid off because he got magic.
That's 100th skull with with magic.
There we go, and the axe got the clip that time, so you can see what it looks like, and she is in DC. We know that there's some good stuff in here. Notably, there was Mirror Shield, there were fire arrows, and there was the potato. So all
And
good stuff.
slingshot, and not slingshot as well, and K-sword. But we know the drawbacks of having K-sword.
Yeah. Well, so I think that was a vanilla ice cavern.
Yes.
So Egg will be going through this. You're here anyway, and is he going to be opting for backwards because he's got the irons? I think he is. So because there's all ice cavern, they thought it would be super pretty to put a bunch of like icicles all over the place, which they're pretty, but they also add collision that has acute angles, and acute angles don't work well in this game. And notably, if you set up properly and you have enough speed, you can just clip straight through them. So yeah, he had a proper setup there in order to get through. And then since you have iron boots, you're able to open that door. If you don't have iron boots, you won't be able to open that door from underwater. So it's basically useless. Since he did, though, he's able to do the entirety of Ice Cavern backwards.
Does have to open the chest to get the song item here. Just a blue beam.
Wow, ripped. And yeah, this part of the clip is easy because you just hookshot the freezer and you're good. While you're in the hookshot state, the game just ignores most forms of collision, so you get.
Wow, this really cuts off a lot of the time spent in Ice Cavern. Nice.
Yeah, it makes Ice Cavern super clean because you just don't have to worry about puzzles. You don't have to worry about a lot of the blue fire. You're good. You just cruise.
Oh, and so with no bottle, then we'll do QPA or empty gem slash again.
We might. We'll see what he ends up doing because there's also other ways to skip all of the blue fire.
I see. I see. Of course.
Technically, you can do QPA, so you may be opting for that, but you can also do that clip there, which is nice. Just a hook or just a jump slash clip. Or I think technically there. I think that requires what's it called? It's gonna bug me. It's one of the relatively newer techniques. It's gonna come to me eventually.
Just clip into. Okay. All right, game. All right.
Yeah, there's one frame that kind of pushes you partway into the ice, and you can just open the thing there. It's jump slash something. It's gonna bother me now. Extended jump slash? I don't know. So this is another triple slash clip. So if you missed it earlier, if you do 3 slashes in a row, the last slash that does there gives you a burst of backward speed. And if you have a proper setup in some places, that's enough speed to let you clip through some spots. Notably there. Who needs the wall? Exits are for nerds. They'll just clip out of bounds and head back. It's way faster. They'll also be dying, but hey. Axe also opting to use the choose to light these eyes. So we'll probably also be going to the boss room, and we'll be able to complete it as well because it has both choose and bombs. So it's good to go. Hey guys, it's 4:37. In case you wanted to know. Oh, is he doing it? The Mad Lad's going for it. He is going to be clipping into Jabu. So as with some of the other things we mentioned, there are different versions of this clip depending on if you have hover boots or not. This one I think is a sock folder setup, which is pretty old, and a little bit precise in terms of the exact series of actions you need to do. But your goal is to get underneath this ice where the loading zone for Jabu still exists and touch the loading zone which would lead there. But since the ice is there, you have to be a little bit tricky and do a lot of unexpected things. And I think it uses a damage boost, but I'm not confident. There you go. There's GTG.
Yeah, when you say the name sock folder, you are expecting a bit of an older a legend in the setup and just glitch community there.
Yeah, if it's a sock folder setup, it's pretty old, but probably also does some crazy stuff.
Super reliable as well.
Yeah. I think I still use.
Here's a weird shot. I know this one. Here's a weird shot.
Yeah. Do you want to explain it? You got it.
No, I can't. No, I actually don't know how to do it.
Oh. So apparently, I also recently found out how this works. But what you're doing is you are rolling into an explosive, and then pulling the hook shot while holding back. And you're doing basically a whole series of actions in order to try and get the game to do the hookshot animation when it's in a weird state that it's not expecting. Notably, it involves the direction you're holding and the point at which you're rolling. And that causes it to pull, instead of pulling a correct animation for when to use the hookshot, which is what it would normally do, it pulls some garbage data to use that as an animation instead. And it just so happens that garbage data involves Link's arm going down through the floor. And so because that happens, you're then able to use hookshot from down there and hookshot underneath things that you wouldn't otherwise be able to.
Ooh, okay. What's in here? Oh, probably the hookshot. Oh no, a song.
No. Sun Song.
Sun Song. Okay.
Axe getting trolled by those fire keys, which is especially annoying since she does. You do need, as child, you need the Deku Shield in order to get across here to do Mega Flip. But she may also opt to either reset and come back or to risk it for the biscuit, since she can see that item is not useful. So it would only be leaving one item behind.
And it would only really be the K-Sword, which
arguably is good to leave behind.
Yes.
Egg still, if you missed it earlier, Egg is in here. We know there's a hookshot, so is in here probably looking for that, but will likely also just do the rest. It's got some good item density, and since logic doesn't matter, might as well.
Picking up that Sun Song, that's I would say that's actually a pretty good item for racing in these settings, because for the skulls.
Yeah, it's definitely not bad, that's for sure.
I could see that being, being a determining factor. How much time you had to spend on time of day, or if you could route it effectively. I definitely see Sun Song making a difference in a race.
Yeah, it would definitely depend on how much time, if there's anything good on Skulltulas, and how much time you have to spend doing them. In this particular seed, because we know that skulls are dead, and a lot of the skull items are going to be vanilla, there's so many of them, probably wouldn't be as where it needed, but I definitely see some seeds where it makes a huge difference.
That's fair, yeah.
Also, happy 1 hour, everyone. It's a good time to remind you guys that you are watching the No Logic restream on ZSR2. If you missed the first part, this is no logic, so there is absolutely no logic dictating where items can be, and they can be absolutely anywhere in the game. As a consequence, this is using the No RM ROM Warp rule set, which allows for almost every glitch in the game, other than specific ones which manipulate your inventory, and wrong words, which would allow you to beat the game in like 10 minutes. The only one exception to the normal No I Am Wrong Warp rules is that they also have to find the boss keys in order to do the adult dungeons, or enter the adult dungeon boss rooms, I should say. Also, shout out to my co-commentator Hagmania joining for this mayhem. Learning alongside all of us, all of this craziness that we've got, as well as our runners, which it's just R. It is R. Yay! I remembered for once. So if you are enjoying this, you can follow both of the runners who do a lot of no logic stuff. So you have Egg and Axe, both of them. You also should absolutely give a shout out to our 2 trackers, or Baseball and Worn Traveler, helping out with the tracking side to understand what's going on in this absolute mayhem. And of course, I don't know if Dred's got it set up yet, but we do this. Apparently he does not, so I can use my own one. There you go. You can also definitely follow a restreamer who is Baseball, who's both restreaming and tracking. And so, helping to get everything set up in the background as well as that.
The seed was pretty generous in the first 30 or so minutes, and we have found a pretty good litany of items. We did find magic, found a hint for Azora's Fountain being the path to magic, and so the skull in the upper area of Azora's Fountain having the magic there. We've only completed 1 dungeon reward thus far, and it was just a Dodongo's Cavern. So still a little bit to go to open up the Fire Temple, and several more to go to get the Ganon's boss key.
And in terms of the items that we need in order to beat the game, obviously we'll need light arrows, but Ganon will tell us where those are. And so the requirements can be a little bit wonky since we need 7 out of the 9 dungeons. So you're guaranteed to need at least 1 of Hammer, Mirror Shield, or Boomerang, which we know where Boomerang is, but requires a wallet, and we have Mirror Shield. We do not know where Hammer is. But also, there's some other wonky ones that can come up. Notably for Shadow Temple, you need some way to get to the boss door, which you would either need to do some Void Warp shenanigans, which is personally what I'm hoping for, which you would need FW for, or you need Zelda's Lullaby to ride the boat. So that's kind of the other thing that we're really looking for at this point. We also need to find our boss keys in order to be actually allowed to go into those dungeons.
Sonny picking up. Axe is picking up their first, or their second, I guess, dungeon reward.
Now, as you mentioned, using the Sun Song for those Skokulas, so they're already paying off to have grabbed it.
Alright, with what Egg has, and Axe for that matter, well, I imagine Axe is going to go back adult pretty soon and sort of follow in Egg's footsteps here, but I'm wondering what Egg's next dungeon they're going to hunt down is.
That's a good question, because there are a lot of options, and it depends what... I don't remember what boss keys he has.
He's got Water Temple, I know for sure.
So you might opt for water then, but water is kind of gross. It's kind of very open. It takes a lot of time. So he might opt for that because he does also have some small keys. You can do, especially with like, you don't really need it, but Iron Boots helps to do some shenanigans. Silly Egg. You shouldn't stand in an explosion either.
It was a beautiful glitchless jump though.
Very clean. Egg's got some really nice movement. we're still hoping for that egg setup on how to leave Link's house.
Some great
Coveted.
execution, I would say.
Execution, exactly. It's he'll make sure that the seed is over easy.
It's a good thing because this race has already scrambled my brain.
He did opt there. If you did see on Egg's side, if you set it correctly and then hookshot the very top of the ladder, the game just clips you because this is a well-coded video game. And so you clip out of bounds, and then since he had the iron boots, you can navigate out of bounds like in a specific way if you don't have iron boots. But he opted to just go back in bounds with those iron boots and just walk out the entrance you'd use as child. Come on. Come on, Box. You can do it.
Just a nut.
Just a nut. Sag.
Really, we're just kind of looking for our boss keys at the moment. Is that'd be our real determining factor of where we're going, if I'm understanding correctly.
Yeah, boss keys are really going to determine where we're going to explore. In order to actually beat the seed, it'll also depend on we'll need a couple more items for that. But the main limiting thing right now, I think, are the boss keys. So.
Yeah, yeah. I can see the thought being, well, let's go hunt up all our boss keys, and then what's left for me to collect after I've done that.
Mm-hmm. And No Logic very much tends to be what am I able to do, as opposed to what is necessarily the fastest. It's really just getting to a point that you're able to complete the game and then doing so.
And that's why I was saying earlier that ooh, what was that?
Bloopy.
Yeah, Bloopy. Yeah. I was saying that I really like these settings and this race type because what you are able to do is not so much determined by your items, but also your depth of knowledge and your technical skill. I really like that.
Yeah, it's definitely one that if you like things that have a very, very high skill ceiling, this is perfect for that because there is always things you can learn in OoT. This game is made of Swiss cheese with duct tape barely covering up the holes. It is absolutely broken, and so if you want to learn some stuff.
Axe! I'm watching the restream. Axe is very upset about coming back all the way up for the K-Sword.
For the K-Sword. And if you are interested in joining these kind of races, as a reminder that the weekly races are on Sundays at 2 p.m. So you can stick around tomorrow about this time, almost exactly this time. There'll be another race. And also, if you are looking to learn how to do these, currently you can check out the other racing format is the one channel that's currently being used in the OTR Discord. But you can also check the gameplay and tricks. Notably, Egg and Axe are both act as support there. So if you want to learn any particular glitch or trick you see here, they'll both be happy to help teach you. Actually, I think our other two runners who are here, or who are in the race, Shiro and Datso, also tend to hang out on that channel. So a lot of people you can find in the gameplay and tricks to help you out.
Yeah, absolute monsters in terms of glitching and game knowledge.
Can I have a clip here to get into Water Temple? Surprised didn't up. There's a ledge cancel you can do. Apparently did a jump flash one version, which is nice. A little bit faster than having to go to the ledge cancel version, or not ledge cancel, the ledge clip. That's what it's called. You do that from the other side. Ooh, Egg going straight to the boss. What boss do we think it's going to be? Volvagia? Rova?
Oh, Evolve would be the cruelest. I'm gonna say Goma. Nope, Vanilla.
Oh, Vanilla.
Didn't get the quick kill. So you are able to grab Morpha there and kill them against the door. Aha, I can take this one. So you'll have to sit in the corner here instead, and sort of attempt the quick kill this way. Just trap Morpha into the corner. There we go. And that's a dead boss.
And just stabs.
I believe the door quick kill that's only a feature of Rando because of how the boss loads.
Yeah, I think because the boss loads in immediately, it's faster to do that. In vanilla, probably like it already starts off on the side, so it would be roughly equivalent to go to the door versus to go to the corner. So see here, another small key, not bad. Bottom of the well, okay. Since they're skull sanity, those can be useful. We hope they're not, because getting to bottom of the well is god awful this seed.
Yep.
Actually, not
Behind the
correction. We
force
do
entrance.
hope it is, because getting there is god awful this seed.
Of course we do.
It would be cool to see, but for a runner's sake, we hope it's not. Cool. Axe's got another GTG key, so we'll see if she decides to go do that as child. You can do a lot of it as child, so.
Egg just went straight for the boss. Not gonna clear out any of Water Temple there. It's just gross, like you said.
Yeah, it's check density wise, it's not great for sure.
Only
and
6
especially with
chests and a couple of skulls.
Well, especially with no Zelda's Lullaby, it's really slow. Like you can do it, but it involves a lot of ledge clipping. So it's slow. Might as well come back later, or more accurately, hope you don't have to come back later.
Yeah, just don't come back at all.
Axe rolling the odds, I think, for more 2-drops.
We've seen child fishing, but Egg's gonna turn in this lunker, and
It's a real lunker for sure.
just a Deku Shield.
Yeah, some driftwood. The fishing guy was just clearing out the extra wood that landed in his fishing pond. Is like, I guess here you have it. You use it as a shield, I guess. I don't know. I don't care.
It reminds me of bingo night at my local brewery. He's just like the owner is just like clearing out the storehouse of all their items. I got this shirt from 2021. Here's the fishing man. Here's this thing I dragged out of the pond.
Yeah, I pulled it out 6 years ago. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's part of bingo turning in 2020. Don't worry. Because it looks like Egg is going to do a little bit of cleanup in Hyrule Field as he's passing by. I mean, heart container. That's fine, I guess. We don't say no, but it's going to opt to just reset after that. We'll see if Axe opts to go adult. She may at this point to do some stuff. Yeah, coal is just really antique wood. I think charcoal is really antique wood. Coal is really, really antique wood. We get the chance to see some more. Are you going for Hesses or are you going for... Yeah, you're going for some more Hesses. So you missed it earlier. You roll into the explosion and then hold ESS position, which is just slightly off from neutral. Like, so little that it actually doesn't even show up on his input display. And then you press Z and R at the same time. And then that lets you move around with a ton of speed.
And these... these movement techniques and these skips, I know Logic Seed could take, if you were just moving about with standard settings, I mean, it would take forever to move about, and ping pong back and forth between your possible checks. So with the movement techniques and the skips, that's really what kind of tones down some of the length of a no logic race.
Yeah, for sure. Like the like movement tech you see, a lot of them won't be strictly necessary. Like the Hess there, you could just walk.
Right.
But it's really just making it faster. Some of the ones that skip items though, those can be necessary. There have been some people that have beaten no logic steeds completely glitchlessly, which is impressive.
Egg's gonna get a horse here.
Whee! Do you know that one?
I just assume because you jump over the gate, you get a horse.
That is actually exactly how it works. The game just doesn't. It's like you got over the fence. Yeah, you get a horse. You must have done it with a horse. And so yeah, he just did.
This. Yeah, how else could you have gotten there? Yes.
It's impossible. So, and yeah, so the exact technique he used there is called a staircase hover. In order to do a hover, you need to actually get a certain distance off of the ground. If you're too close to the ground, you just snap right back down because it just assumes that like you're jumping or something.
Okay.
And so you have to have 2 bombs placed there, but you can use both bombs, get 2 jumps upwards, and then all you need to do is 1 more backflip, and that gets you high enough to be above over the fence. And now we get a horsey. Which honestly I think was literally just to be a little faster movement, because I doubt he's doing horseback archery. He might, and he's got long shot. He's got all the stuff he would need in order to leave here. So,
ooh, welcome Raiders ZSR4 joining us with a no logic community race. We're featuring Eggmeister and Exani, Egg and Axe. We have cleared out 2 dungeon rewards, or 2 dungeons and 3 dungeon rewards total for Egg, and 2 dungeon rewards, 1 dungeon cleared for Axe. Hour and 20 minutes in, we've gotten quite a few items. Looking for a few more for sure. Glad you've joined us here. We're watching Axe, I think, move her way back to adult, while Egg is checking out new territory for us here over in the Gerudo area.
excellent summary there. Couldn't put it better myself. We got lots of shenanigans happening here today, so we're glad you could join us. There we go. Just opting to do the little peek here, and then maybe opting to long shot or do the peek on the other side. Nah, he's just going for it. So yeah, it's really far to get there, but you can just mega flip and then land right inside.
Beauty.
So yeah, so for those, say if you just joining us, you did a technique there called mega flip. So if you roll into an explosion and backflip on a certain frame, it causes you to get a huge burst of speed backwards in the air. That lets you cross some gaps that you wouldn't otherwise be able to do. That's one example there, where you are able to land inside of that alcove. But it's also really useful for skipping hover boots, especially in Shadow Temple.
And that's why he went into the Carpenter's tent first, to set up his death warp there.
Yeah, just setting up the respawn point for the clip. Makes sense.
Alright, Axe indeed does go adult. It's a strange interaction. You already have the Gerudo card, so you're not getting caught.
Yeah, but you still need to free the people and murder some guards, you know? They're cool with you, but you specifically and no one else. Also, I really like the mirror shield color on Axe's side. That is just chef's kiss.
Lovely. Alright, Axe has some major items along her way here coming up. She'll run into, well, we're hoping she'll run into the hook shot. Iron boots would be nice, as we've talked about here in the past few minutes, just for a few navigation help here. She ought to pick up. Well, really, the hook shot was helping Egg get around a little bit there.
Yeah, and if I had to guess, it will be a while before Axe goes into Jabu.
Mm-hmm.
So she's probably, it would be good for her to get that hook shot that we know about.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she need to go check Danpe's hut for that hint.
Yeah.
Though.
Which she's probably might be doing after this. Or is she doing that now? Oh, egg, no! 1430, Sag. So I think they got a hint for the 1500, so I think we may know the 1500 instead.
Was he trolling us then?
I don't remember if we do. What's he hoping? Oh no, he's looking for 1 rupee. He needs 20 for this game, and he just needs 1.
Oh, that's a real kick in the teeth there.
The kick in the Deku nuts, as the kids say.
As we all say. Oh, now I can try it twice.
Perfect. Let's see.
Oh, is that a slightly darker red on the Mirror Shield border? I was wondering. I've been wondering this for a second, but as he was backwalking here, I couldn't tell if that was just vanilla or if that slightly darker red. Oh well.
That's a good question. It's probably set to random, and so might just be. Yeah. Who knows if it's ended up being vanilla or slightly darker shade. I am notoriously terrible with colors, so I will leave that to experts. It's a very pretty shade of espresso. There we go. Hopefully this pays off for Egg.
It's a good point, Baseball. All of Egg's other colors look vanilla, so probably just vanilla.
Probably just vanilla, and might be just a slight difference in terms of like the OBS settings.
Fair enough. All right, Axe is
In Jabu.
did find Jabu, knows where Jabu was, and did go back up here, so is going to choose to progress a little bit through Jabu's belly.
We will see. We'll see what she does with that thing, because she's about to see the hook shot right here, and so she may. That's going to be an interesting interaction for her.
Yes, I saw the word she mouthed there. It was fuck. She did not like that. Axe is debating.
Yeah. Yes, I think the summary is it sounded like she needs more bombs for it, but will be coming back for it. It's kind of what it sounds like, so that's good to know. I mean, honestly, good choice. Hookshot is kind of good to have. A lot of seeds isn't necessary, but even as you see on Egg's side, it's super helpful. Even if you don't necessarily need it. Personally, I think that would be a really fun troll to do to someone, where you've planned out, like cosmetics planned out, just one thing to be slightly off. And so then they spend the entire seed just wondering, like, is it just me? Has it always been that shade of blue?
It's me doubting my realities right now. Ooh, Deku
Yeah.
Tree is at GTG entrance.
Right, interesting. I wonder why he's not opting to beat it? Maybe he wants to clear, because I think that actually brings you to the forest.
That'll
once you
take you to
complete
the
it.
forest. Yeah, okay.
Well, I guess it would depend what boss it is, but...
Oh, yeah, of course, yes. Bosses are randomized. Although we
So-
have seen 2 vanilla. King
That's
Dodongo and Morpho were both vanilla.
Have we seen any other bosses? Maybe they're secretly all vanilla, and and I just read the settings wrong. But
Ooh, major item here. Hover boots.
others, ooh, nice. That's a good item. We like finding those for none of the reasons the game expects.
Okay.
Oh, and is he going to be going for the clip here? Yeah. So he literally would be able to just talk to the person to go back in, but that involves talking to people, and people are spoopy. So instead, he's opting for a ledge clip here. Where as adult, there's one frame where you are. Never mind, he's not opting for it. Is he? Yeah, he is. Good. There's one frame during the grab animation on certain ledges where you're partially within the ledge, and if you let go of target and retarget at a certain time, it causes you to go all the way in and allows you to clip inside out of bounds at that point. And then you can navigate from there out of bounds to the door. And it avoids having to talk to the person. It avoids needing the what's it called? The card whatsoever too. So Egg's doing some fancy movement here in order to load certain things and unload other things. I forget what all is loaded versus unloaded in this particular section. But yeah, he doesn't want to do certain parts of this. And I think one of the things that it unloads is the web here, possibly. But it looks like he's opting to go into the back section with the what are you called? With the Skulltula.
Yes.
If I had to guess.
Back here, yeah. Oh, the hover boot's coming in handy here.
Yeah, already paying off to have those hovers. This is a cool trick for sure. Haven't seen this one. And technically, he could go around. He does have the bow, so he would be able to go around the vanilla way. But that's lame. Who wants to do that? So instead, is opting to do this, where he looks like he's hovering. Looks like he's trying to hover and do that. No, go back. Do it. Egg, what are you doing? Egg, do the cool trick. I mean, that's okay, I guess. But no, go back and do the other cool thing. Hi, Wavering Box. Welcome. Wow.
Oh, speaking of which, are there any other shops that we haven't seen yet? Because I think that wallet is not such a big deal anymore.
Yeah, I think we've seen all of them that I can recall.
Is the carpet salesman? Is he randomized?
I believe so. I believe the carpet salesman and the Metagoron, or not Metagoron, the terrible version. No, I think Metagoron is the bad one.
So yeah.
It's Big Goron who's the good one. I will check presently though.
So really, the only thing that based on what we've seen in the shops, only thing that we're expecting to need a wallet for would be to make those 2 checks.
Yeah, shuffle expenses merchants is set to true. So if you do indeed have those 2 randomized, so there's a chance. Saying there's a chance. Of course, and the most important item, titties. That requires 2 wallets, so clearly vital.
Oh, interesting. I thought by going to the basement first, we would just see Egg. Huh. I guess you save quit out of the basement there, and so that would lead you to do the top now. That makes sense.
Yeah, he's opting to do that because he's almost certainly going to be clipping into the boss room here. This is one of the major reasons why, the BK rule only applies for the adult dungeons, because there are child skips that exist, and they're useful, and there technically are no boss keys, so there's no items that you'd be skipping anyway. But you also see them, they look pretty cool. The most common one that you see is actually from the compass room. So that's probably going to be the one that we end up seeing, where you hold onto a ledge, but we'll see what version he ends up going for. Either way, we are almost certainly not going to be seeing what the game expects.
And Egg has just been a bloodhound for these major items. Just a quiver here, but... Alright, Axe making their way through the forest. I believe they're... Oh, they couldn't pick up the hookshot yet, so they won't know what's in store for them at the forest temple entrance.
Nice major item there, being a shield.
A shield.
Free shield. And we'll see. Axe getting unlucky with bomb luck too, because she did say that she would need more bombs to get the Jabu hook shot. So we'll see if she ends up opting for that at some point. And we do indeed see the column version there for the BK skip, or the skip. It's technically not a BK skip, but the skip directly to Goma room, which was also vanilla
bosses. Yeah.
Hey game, did I read this wrong? Oh, shuffle boss entrances is off. It's shuffle dungeon entrances is dungeon and Ganon. So never mind, we good. We don't need to worry about that. Apparently I'm bad at reading, guys. Reading too hard, please nerf. What are the chances? I mean, this has been random this whole time, and it's all happened to be vanilla. Definitely. 100% for sure. Don't worry about it. Cool. So we'll see Egg grabbing that reward. So now he's up to 4. Technically, he has got access to Ganon's castle now, but we'll need 3 more in order to get to the Ganon BK. So.
Okay. So if you beat Spirit Temple, I think that would actually. So if you beat Spirit Temple, which is inside the Deku Tree, that would put you back in the forest. I believe it has to do with which entrance that you had beaten.
Possibly. This seems plausible for sure. I don't know off the top of my head what the exact conditions are for everything.
I think that's right.
It's often across Wasteland here.
It is notable that Rainbow Bridge is open, but it is the Fire Temple, and we haven't seen the hammer yet, and I don't believe we have Fire Big Boss Key, so can't really get any reward aside from doing the checks inside there.
Yeah, so probably we'll be putting that off potentially forever, but definitely for a while.
Yeah, and with the bosses not randomized, as we have now confirmed to ourselves, 7 rewards is now doable. So we know the game is beatable because we have the mirror shield, right? I guess the light arrows would be the.
Well, there's still also the question for the for Shadow Temple because we need. Oh, this may also make a difference. 4th Temple, nice. Because we need in order to get to the boss door of Shadow, you need either FW or you need Zelda's Lullaby.
Fair enough. Yes.
So we're looking for that either FW or Zelda's Lullaby, or we're looking for one of the other 2 items, have hammer or I think it was 1 wallet we needed for Boomerang.
I believe it was around the 150 area for that Boomerang.
So we still need some of those, plus the other boss keys. But the one nice thing also to remember is that we had confirmed from us previously, I think it was Sly, Pepperoni, that the hands themselves are always vanilla. And so in Spirit Temple, if it happens to be that the entrance does not lead to Spirit Temple, which we know is the case since we found Spirit elsewhere, could still opt to go for Spirit Temple via Spirit Hover. Which, honestly, I'd be down for.
Oh, I'm down for Spirit Hover.
Do it, Egg. We want to see it. On Axe's side, we actually see her as well going for a Mega Flip here. In order to cross that gap, that's another one that you're expected to use Hookshot or Hovers. But yeah, you can do a Mega Flip and cross that gap quite easily, which allow you access to Fire Temple as well as the Bolero check.
I don't believe that Egg went down in here to see what entrance this was.
You were correct, he did not. Ooh,
Oh.
that's Ganon's.
Okay.
So we'll definitely
Well,
be doing
that's
some
big
checks
for
here.
Axe. A lot of checks here.
A ton of checks, so will be worthwhile for her to go through for sure.
Oh, curious. I guess Egg just the way they were playing the creator, just with the timing and everything, just didn't choose to check the Fire Temple entrance. Was
Yeah,
very low on heart and timer there.
I think the issue was the hearts, if I had to guess,
Yeah.
because like you can just do the mega flip from the top, and that's quite fast. So my guess was like, oh, well, I'll just do it later. We know that we'll need to do that at some point anyway because it's Ganon's. Oh, there it is. I was like, what's that? Is it? Oh, wallet.
Okay, wallet.
So that gets us our boomerang. That's
Gets
a
the
very
other wallet too. Yeah, so we could buy anything now.
But can we buy happiness?
Well then.
The answer is yes, because we can purchase titties. Egg, please get a heart. This is...
Have a heart, Egg.
Preferably several. I would be a fan of that, because you're going to be going up against Stalfos. Now there's
Stalfos, the great equalizer.
The great equalizer and deathificator. So if you're familiar, especially with DDR, this pumped up a lot. There's a trick you can do here in order to use this cutscene where you drop something from a bottle and you re-catch it on one of 2 frames, and it gives you movement during this cutscene to head down. But in No Arm Run Warp, you don't necessarily need to do that because you have other things you can do. Notably, you can clip directly to the boss. Since Egg hovers, there's also another technique you can get if you're just trying to get to the basement. So we'll see if he opts to do that or if he opts to just skip it. Interesting.
Doesn't have anything to do with Forest at the moment.
On Axe's side, what we see her doing, she seems to just be hopping a bunch, and there's a good reason for that. She's not just indecisive. So what she's doing is she is repeatedly unloading and then reloading the central part of the chamber. And every time you do that, it reloads the beams of the tower. For some reason, it does that. And eventually this loads up so much of the game's memory that it has to unload certain objects in the room in order to function at all. And one of the things it unloads is the pillar that you see in front of the light trap. So you're able to just hop in and out depending on when you do it, around 18 times, and then you're able to walk in and have all the chests you want. No strength free required. Yeah, I don't know if they've gotten any foolish hints. I'd have to double check if a hint distro includes them and we just got unlucky, or if there aren't any. We definitely don't have any Way of the Hero, that's for sure.
Ooh, Spirit Temple boss key inside Ganon's castle. That's nice.
That's very good to find, because that's one of the dungeons that they're both able to complete.
A big pickup there for Axe.
Nice. So there we see either, I always forget the correct term, it's either a hover boost or it's a mega jump. There are 2 different versions depending on when you do it, and I don't remember which one's correct. But when you equip the hover boots, the game's really good at preserving momentum. And so what you can do is use the second frame of recoil from taking damage from a bomb, which gives you a large burst of speed. So if you equip hover boots during that frame, you get a large burst of speed that you can use to cross gaps that you're not supposed to.
Ah, yes, I think that's more formally known as the bomby pushy hovery. Thank you.
Yes, though technically that is a little bit ambiguous because there's several different bomby hovery pushies, including a hover slide, which is my favorite because it looks cool. But personally, I prefer your name, and I think we should immediately change to using that. OT is known for having some interesting names for the tricks, so... Including, of course, Bottle Adventure and Reverse Bottle Adventure. Great names. So let's see. Egg's going to be able to do basically everything here if she really wanted to. So may end up clearing because still looking for items. Meanwhile, we see Axe doing another version of the same thing. Obligatory question mark in chat. Axe is doing basically the same thing we just saw in Ganon's Castle. But the goal here is to unload the grave that blocks access to the composers. The Boom Composer's grave. And the thing that's actually being reloaded several times here is the particle effect from when you use when you try to get rid of the grave and there's that like bolt of electricity. For some reason that is being repeatedly loaded here. Because this is one of the most coded video games of all time. And we'll see if Axe opts for, like, if she's going to do empty jump slash in order to get these torches. I just used my cursor to point at the torches as though you guys could see it. Just thought you should know. She probably won't opt for that. She also doesn't have the magic for I don't think she actually has Dins either yet, so.
Yeah, Dins... Oh, I didn't write down where we got Dins from. But as you said, we could use QPA or empty gen slash to do that.
Was it one of the trail skulls?
Oh, DMT sounds right.
DMT sounds right. Is it right though? It's a good question. But
skull behind the hammer boulder, maybe?
Maybe?
Ugh.
I think of the lower one, maybe?
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh, maybe. Who knows?
We'll see. And by see, I mean, we may not see. We'll see.
We may not see. We do know where the magic is, though, or at least one of the magics is. We know that is in Zora's Fountain.
Yes. And we know it's the Skulltula way up top. And so either Alex will have to find a different magic or that same one. But will be interesting. So you also... Egg actually has strength, so could do this puzzle normally, but that would be slow. So instead, he's opting to... because of the kind of the way the ceilings they're positioned, there's a spot where you can do a ground jump and it actually clips you out of bounds. And that lets you climb on top. And if you navigate very precisely with the hover boots, you can actually make it directly to the ledge over here. But unfortunately, he was just slightly off in his movement there.
Yeah,
so
block full of chain. Yeah, unfortunate.
But thankfully, since he did have the strength, he was able to pull the block and do it still faster than doing it normally. But you know, who wants to pull blocks, because that sounds like exercise. So 0 out of 10. Oh, Axes. It looks like Axe is opting to steal opponents, so maybe heading to the GTG region as well. If you missed it the last time, you can see here she's doing a staircase hover, which involves placing 2 bombs and then backflipping with ISG. Since you have to use the 2 bombs because if you use just one, you'll be snapped back to the ground.
Oh, our first bottle, I believe.
Yeah. We got the potato before we got any bottles. We'll see if we have any, they end up doing any OI, but probably not at this point. Cool. So then we'll see for Axe's side. You need a little late for that second for the backflip there, unfortunately.
Scram, you punk.
Yeah, Ingo, very rude. But to be fair, I would probably also be rude if you use my dialogue to get an infinitely stabbing sword and then walk right through me. I might also be a little peeved.
I don't know. I might be impressed.
I'd be impressed, but I would also be complaining about my thoroughly bleeding leg from the stab wound. So
It's fair. Axe, we believe in you.
You got
dropping
sex.
ISG again. Yeah.
So if you missed the previous one, I think Egg is doing a weird shot here, in order to get back to the lower level faster. And the way that works is if you roll into an explosion and then pull hookshot at a certain part of the animation, the game pulls some garbage data for its animation to try and figure out what Link is supposed to do, and that causes you for your arm to be underground, and you can then hookshot from that position and get to places you're not supposed to. Cool. See, he's trying to get to the basement here. This is not the full BK skip, so he is trying to get to the basement with it loaded in order to grab the 2 checks that are down there.
And we have liftoff, or a horse. So Axe now going to make it over to Gerudo Valley and GTG. Going to be able to pick up another dungeon reward as well with the Deku Tree clear out.
Opponent, please. There we go. Okay, an egg opting to save here, which I think is very wise with 3 bombs. This is quite a precise trick. It's much more precise, in my opinion, than the Poe cutscene skip, but it does have the advantage that you can do it at any time as long as you have the bombs and the hover bits. You don't have to worry about accidentally resetting the elevator. There we go. Success. So as you can see, he's down there and everything is loaded.
I really can't say enough how fortuitous that hover's location was. Man, that was a great find for Egg at the time that he needed it.
Yeah, hover boots are definitely something that you're really happy to find, mostly for the reasons the game doesn't expect. I guess we're doing nice easy clip there. If you roll into the corner and then stab twice, and then jump slash, you can clip. That particular setup is useful in a couple different places, notably in Fire Temple as well. And it's really convenient for getting to the boss without having to do puzzles, because puzzles are slow and clipping is fast. Oop, Egg, you last bomb. You got it. There you go. Getting ISG here. This is one of the best spots to show how useful ISG is. So it's, as mentioned, if you get ISG, you're stabbing every single frame, which means you can reflect Phantom Ganon's beams every single frame. Easy. Just kind of stand there and he beats himself. Cool. So we have Axe now in Deku Tree.
Forest is a lot more exciting in this race than normal.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the nice things for DDR or No I Am Long Warp is that it tends to be much more exciting. Some of the more boring dungeons that, like, Forest, you kind of just have to slug through in standard. You can do a lot of cool tricks here.
Yeah, now we're gonna see them spirit hover. Well, they don't. Oh, they haven't gone to Ganon's castle yet, so they don't have the Spirit Temple boss key.
Yeah. So probably won't opt for that, but maybe. Yeah, Wayfaring Fox, Egg definitely knows how to do that. I don't know why he did. Because he definitely knows how to use the hookshot to do that. So I'm not sure. Oh, he is going for a Spirit Hover.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy! This is one of, like, the OG classics, especially for Bingo. Where you're able to do a series of hovers to get up to the, well, in vanilla, the Silver Gauntlets chest. It's one that takes a little bit of time to learn because you do have to be careful and you have to be pretty fast, because the Gwei there, who, if you're a Bingo player, is the worst Gwei in the game, he will absolutely respawn and attack you as you're learning this, and oh no, Egg!
Oh, that's gonna ruin that.
That's gonna ruin that, unfortunately. But it is somewhat precise in terms of you have to be careful to not slip, as you can see.
Yeah, I was actually wondering if Egg might have just been entering the Spirit Temple to exit it, but I guess she could have just played Nocturne to get closer to that area of the game.
I mean, maybe that would actually make sense too, but would be kind of an interesting way to go about it. And yeah, Sandwich Kid, is no logic. Items can be placed absolutely anywhere. So he is, so our racers are trying to complete get 7 dungeon rewards in order to beat the game. And they are required to get the boss keys for the adult dungeons. But other than that, to kind of make up for the fact that there's no logic, this is using no I Am Wrong Warp rule set. So almost every glitch in OoT is free reign. You can do almost anything other than items that manipulate your inventory, and one specific glitch that allows you to warp around where we're in the game, and they could let you beat the game in like 10 minutes.
Egg gonna check out outside Ganon's castle here. See this skull.
We'll see if he opts to go to fire, because he technically can do some stuff in it, but fire sucks, so I wouldn't.
He will play the cutscene. Okay, going in. Maybe he doesn't have the hint. I think he does.
So at least opting to do some of the checks. Maybe just while he's there. I appreciate that he's got 4 bombs, but he's opting to do that instead of like, you can do a jump slash clip there. That's confidence that he's not going to need those explosives. Meanwhile, see Axe finishing up Deku Tree. So he's going to take on Goma. Getting ISG as well for the easier quick kill.
Oh, don't run away, you son of a spider.
I think a mother of a spider, actually, but you know.
Well, fair enough.
Several spiders.
Daughter/mother of a spider.
I assume daughter of spiders. We don't actually know what creates a Goma. That's a good question, and you know what? I don't want to know. I just say burn them all with fire. And clearly, Egg saw something useful in the basement here. Thought it was worth at least going through. And then decided no. Just say Scone. Everyone say hi to Papa D. So yeah, if you're wondering why their cutscenes are there, that cutscene as well as the one in Forest Temple for the Poe are there specifically for glitch applications. They are useful for certain boss key skips, or boss key skips or other skips. In particular, the Runia here isn't terribly useful because we specifically require they have boss keys in order to enter the boss rooms. So Papa D, unfortunately not super needed or useful, but I mean, it's just nice to say hi sometimes.
It's always nice to visit your parents.
Okay, Mom. Also, happy 2-hour, everyone.
I'll take the acknowledgements from here. My name is Hagmania. I am in the booth here with Dobby Digital, guiding us through a No Logic seed here, the No Logic community race. We're featuring Eggmeister and Axani. Egg and Axe, thank you so much for allowing us to restream you and broadcast this entertainment to our Twitch audience here. Would like to throw out some links here. That's for our runners. And our trackers today are Baseball and Warren Traveler. Baseball pulling double duty as the restreamer. Thank you all so much to our volunteers. Couldn't be done without you. And if you are interested in volunteering, you can check out that link. Always looking for new folks in the scene. It's tough to go year round volunteering if folks kind of dropping in and out throughout the weeks here, so we can always use new faces.
I think I forgot to mention last time. Also, shout out to my co-commentator Hagmania, who opting to join the last minute, this morning. We're still looking for someone and opted to join in for this mayhem. So thank you.
Oh, of course, yeah. It's a great opportunity. I've been wanting to learn more about No Logic, and I, like a lot of our audience here, I hope to see some great execution, which we have already. Some very interesting techniques, and really just, I'm just impressed with how, in a race setting, you can navigate the chaos of a No Logic seed so well. Egg and Axe are performing admirably. Egg with the advantage here for sure. A couple of dungeon rewards up. Axe really needs to go. I'm not sure if it's a couple of hints that she's lacking, or what. But I just feel like if you get over to the the Zora's Fountain Ice Cavern area, that'll start pushing her in the right direction to sort of follow more along Egg's footsteps here.
And we do also know, thankfully, that she's about to or she's trying to do a mega flip here in order to get to the chest there. And we know that chest has hovers, so that's a really good item for her.
Yeah,
So
this is a really good pickup for her.
And if you are looking to learn some of these glitches, first up, we recommend you check out the Discord. Which I've remembered there's a link at, that you can check out. Notably, the Gameplay and Tricks channel, and in this particular case, the other racing formats will both have people, if you're looking to learn glitches, who will be very happy to teach you. There's also the No Logic Weekly Race, which takes place at Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So there will actually be one tomorrow if you're interested in trying it out. And we recommend you do so. It's very fun. Cool. And we'll see. Egg still needs to clear some dungeons. So we'll opt to see what he ends up going for. And he hasn't gone to Fire Temple, which we know is Ganon's castle either. So
yeah, that'll be another dungeon clear, because we know the Spirit Temple boss key is inside Ganon's castle via Axe, having already gone there.
That's definitely good for them to have. Now we got a Wes. So if you saw the Hesses previously, this is the same concept, but instead of using like the specifically rolling into the explosion, this case it's using the going inside and out of the water to get that speed boost. And yeah, it has the same speed as a Hess and the same maneuverability, but it is more restricted in the fact that you still need to be able to you need to be near a body of water in order for it to work. So you see that one a little bit more rarely, but there are some applications where it's more useful. Notably, if you don't have explosives, you can still do Wesses in some cases.
Yeah, beelining straight for that boomerang. 145 rupees is the cost. So once you pick up that wallet from the Requiem of Spirit song check, you can go buy your boomerang. Alright, round 2 here, horseback archery for Axe.
She needs... I think she's going for the 1500, so she needs to land most of the shots in the 100. But if I remember correctly, Axe is on emulator, so precise movement is tricky. Oh, is Egg buying a fairy? Interesting. He's probably doing a doom jump, but where?
Oh boy, I've never heard that term before. I might have seen it, but I've never heard the phrase.
Yeah, you might be familiar. It mostly pops up in DC, where in order to get to the top and you die at the same time as you use a hookshot, and the fairy revives you and sends you upwards.
Ah, yes, I have seen. Okay, yes, okay. Yeah, I had not heard the term.
He could also just be using it because he doesn't have, like... What are you doing? Oh, he did a bomb clip there. I'm hoping this is for a doom jump, but it might just be because he needs a little bit more HP to survive lava. But that would be lame. He also just realized that he has 5 rupees, so can't do these.
He just spent 195 of them.
I think I heard Egg say, "Okay, there, game." Meanwhile, Axis is trying to do the same peek that we saw a little bit earlier. So just using the bomb shoe to explode the crate and then check what it is.
It's a purple rupee to match her purple tunic and purple mirror shield, but she won't need that.
There we go. Beautiful clip there again from Egg. And the reason he's doing that clip is because he doesn't have strength 2. So that's just allowing him to check these spots the game doesn't expect yet, but it's no logic, so it doesn't care. Wow.
Cool. So
This
second
game-
scrub.
This is rude. You take those.
Our third Fire Temple small key.
Yeah, we do technically need some small keys if we're going into Fire Temple, but we hope we just don't. So
Egg really gonna be happy going into this entrance, especially when they find the Spirit Temple key.
oh, for sure. Man, I think it's the first time that I've seen that like super fast animation for equipping the fire arrows. It's great. I also appreciate that Egg was basically just assuming the item was trash because he was already heading towards the door. It's like, this is probably terrible. Let me just go to its door and I'll turn back if I need to.
You see that a lot in Jabu Jabu as well. After you clear out the tentacles, those rooms.
I think Ganondorf wins if the seed isn't completable. But yeah, I think at that point the race is just canceled. So no one has any point adjustment, and it's considered a tie. There are some specific rules in the case of like if it's a tournament match, and then it's based on how much progress people have made within the 3-hour mark, or within the time limit. But in this case, this is just like a race for fun. So you just basically go, ah, shucks, hopefully next week it'll be beatable. It does tend, though, to be exceedingly rare that seeds are unbeatable, especially now that they don't use random spawn locations, because that tends to be one of the things that kills seeds the fastest. But without random spawn locations, there are very few seeds that cannot be beat. It's happened, but it's exceedingly rare.
Need an enterprising coder out there to give us an audit for our no logic seeds to see if we can beat them.
I think that odd system exists. It's called logic.
Oh, does it? Well, fair enough, but but can you run? You can't. There's no one that can adapt that to.
There's currently no version of like minimal like logic of like you really can't do this. But the closest is that Dusk is working on glitch logic 2.0, which would be the closest because.
Aha.
But there's a lot of glitches in this game. You might have noticed there's at least 2.
I think I've seen 3.
Yeah, it's probably like 3 or 4, but it's tough to say. Yeah, so Egg has a bunch of bombs, so is opting for the super slide version. Whee! So you just super slide and then hold up at this position, and that lets you clip right in. Very clean if you do happen to have bombs, but if you saw the unload method that Axe did, the advantage is that it's completely itemless. So Axe is heading into Spirit, it looks like maybe? Or just opting to reload on sticks is also possible. Looks like is going into Spirit Temple. So probably clear a little bit of Child side. She does have much better equipment than when she was here last time. Notably, she has Slingshot and bombs, so we'll be able to clear it more easily than previously, for sure. She also does have the BK, but she's a child, so won't be able to really make use of that.
We need an enterprising glitch hunter to find child spirit completable. I don't think that's.
Yeah,
I think that's a holy grail sort of thing.
Yeah, when in glitches, you typically avoid spirit as much as you possibly, child spirit as much as you possibly can. So, completable is usually like, if you have to, I guess. You need, like, explosives.
Mm-hmm.
And technically, I think you can make do with just choose. I think. So we'll see where Egg opts to go. He does have the... Oh, why are you getting a fish egg? If you're grabbing that for Forest Temple, you already beat Forest. What are you going for? Don't know what he's doing using this fish, but oh, I know what he's using the fish for. He's using it to clip into adult side. That's amazing. I really hope that's what he is.
Ah, okay.
He could, technically, he's got the stuff to do, like, at least 2 different versions of the clip past the silver... 3 different versions of the clip past the silver gauntlet block as adult. Wee! But he's going child side, actually. So this is, if you were there previously, I mentioned an easier version if you have hovers. That's the one. It involves, like, you get a super slide and then you equip hover boots. And then you hold left at a specific spot, and then flick your shield, and that'll cause you to just kind of get stuck within the spot for the it's stuck in the specific spot that you need for the crawl space. But we'll see. Is Egg doing any? He's doing some entrance point shenanigans to get back here. That's beautiful.
What a nifty and clean set of inputs there. Wow.
It's super clean. I think in the other way, I think it's easier to do to get past there because you could just weird shot and then weird shot the torches. But to get that pass, yeah, what he did there is an entrance point glitch, which is for your complicated technique where you kind of cause the game to have the incorrect respawn coordinate when you're going through a door. And so when you respawn there, it places you partially off to the side, and you're able to get out of bounds. And that causes him to be out of bounds, but on the other side that he's supposed to be, and then make his way to the normally crawl space block section there. I don't think there's a French restream. I do speak French, but I do not know my OoT terms in French. Désolé. I also speak Quebecois French, so, some people in some regions may disagree on me speaking French. Ooh, nice. So, Egg is doing statue climb here. His goal is just to get to a spot where he can long shot to that grate, which does require, obviously, a hook shot. There are versions that you can do if you don't have the hook shot, both to get the BK skip and if you don't need the BK skip.
Yeah, with the boomerang in hand and clearing out Twin Rova here, that's going to be 7 dungeon rewards.
Yeah, so that looks like it will be... Then will be just up to Egg to go up to Ganondorf. So if people want to start debating in chat, guessing where those light arrows are, and then if it ends up being on Twin Rova, immediately canceling those guesses. But we will see pretty shortly. We'll find out where they are. Depending how mean you are, bottom of the well would be funny. Because we know that it's absolutely garbage to get there. Are there any other spots that we haven't seen yet? I'm trying to think what dungeons we haven't seen.
I
We
think
didn't.
visited.
Did we find Shadow?
Yeah, it's in chat. It's vanilla.
Oh, it's vanilla. Okay.
Yeah, I believe we have all our entrances.
Yeah, I think that the terrible dungeons would depend on how many keys we've got. Which I think late fire I think would be bad. Bottom of the well would be bad. Or we'd be annoying, but we can get to it currently. Fire, depending where it is, I don't know. We might not have enough keys, but it would depend, I think. Water, we've got keys, so it would just be annoying. It's the only spots I can really think of, unless there's some things that are like, locked between a specific item, but for the most part, we should be pretty good.
Hey, that's Twin Rova down.
Let's go. There you go, baseball, just for you.
Oh, that's a good one.
We got a water bet. Water would be fun. Water would just be kind of annoying to get to. Fire could be interesting because we may not have enough keys, so we may have to look for keys. Likewise, I think Shadow could be interesting because we may not have enough keys, but I don't remember the exact number that Egg has. Right there would also have been hilarious. Oh, post-boat Shadow, that's a good point. We don't have Zelda's Lullaby, so that would be great. Oh, I kind of want that now. If we have post-boat Shadow, we either need to find Zelda's Lullaby or FW. Hopefully FW.
Axe waiting out time of day here to get the skull in Gerudo Valley.
Mm-hmm. So she doesn't have the boomerang for this, but she can hover along the wall. It's not too bad. It's a little bit more annoying, but it's doable. Alright, so Egg, I'll go straight to Baronade.
Into the Leviathan delves Egg.
Oh, that's what the fish was for. So this is my preferred way of doing this. If you get... Oh, someone was hoping for ISG. There you go. Or I guess technically he didn't get... or OI. I don't think he technically got OI there. It's just relying on the cutscene itself. Thank you, Fishy. We value your service. But the goal there is just to delay the time at which it takes for the door to reopen. And you can either get Ocarina items on the door, which will do that, or the cutscene from the fish will also do. Whoop. And now we see, if you missed out at the start, some equip swap. So right now he's an adult and can't technically equip the boomerang. But we don't let such silly things like what the game wants bother us. So if you hover over the item you want to equip and then quickly go to a different screen on the menu and then go back and press directional inputs and see, you're able to equip things that you're technically not supposed to. That one is quite tricky to do, especially as you're learning, because it is frame perfect in the pause menu. So contrary to the rest of the game that runs at 20 frames per second, the pause menu actually runs at 30 frames per second. So it is 50% more frame perfect than all the other frame perfect tricks.
I like equips up boomerang because it just looks so derpy on Adult Link.
It's great because you just throw, you just have nothing and then suddenly it pops up. It's not quite as derpy as if you try and equip swap hookshot as child. That's the best. But pro tip, don't do that unless you are in a place where you can immediately walk forward into a loading zone.
And that's 7. So that is the Ganon boss key. I'm going... Alright, I'll put my bet in. I'm gonna put... Have we seen... I'm just gonna go for a single check. Have we seen the treasure chest game?
I don't think we have, actually.
Well then, here we go.
Egg doing another equip swap for the fairy this time. This is literally just to regain your health. The game is interesting when it comes to bottles. That's the polite way of putting it, because bottle adventure would take a 45-minute discussion to explain. But in particular, if you have equip swap a bottled fairy and then have a different one on C, you can just use that fairy, and it does not remove the fairy from your bottle that you have it in. So he would technically be able to now re-equip swap that exact same fairy and use it again.
Yo, hold on. Was that a fake wallet? Was that a trap?
They got trapped by...
So Nightcack's skulls, she just found a wallet and scummed it away? No, she saved. So she saved. Okay. Alright, so... Are there multiple wallets? Is this like a plentiful wallet situation?
Well, we found the other one, because I don't think she got the one there. So
there's one in the shop, though.
And... Well, they're shop standings, so there should be 3.
Ah, okay. Thank you. Sorry, I had missed that important piece of information.
Yeah, Mike, it is possible there could be some fake wallets. But yes, the main reason is going to be that there are... that there's a third one. So bare minimum, it is possible that it's real or it's fake. Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. We need to double check, and apparently I'm bad at reading the logs, so maybe I should wait till we're done to check. To see if it could be a nice trap. It coming up very shortly on the Ganon.
Our moment of truth. We'll have to close the bet here soon.
Egg does not, so if you want to get your bets in for where those light arrows are. Egg not even opting to open that chest. What if it's light arrows, Egg? Or hammer? Personally, I think it would be hilarious if that chest right there was light arrows, because Egg just literally walked right by it.
Smile's not a bad bet.
So it is a reasonable bet. There are checks in Spirit that it could be. So maybe you say you came here from 10. You only arrived 10 minutes ago, but maybe you're actually 10 minutes in the future and already know that it's in Spirit. It seems like a best possible use of time traveling capabilities.
Smile found the Bigoron sword in the next 20 minutes and warped back in time to tell us his bet.
This checks out. Nice, beautiful Hess to get up these stairs right at the end. And what is it? We have Spirit!
Oh, Smile, indeed, our time traveler.
Our time traveler, indeed called Spirit Temple. That isn't too bad. We know where Spirit is, and we will be able to get all of those checks. So that is not a horrible one for sure. Egg was probably dreading seeing a bottom of the well there, or a fire.
Alright, so we'll need to make their way over to Kakiri Forest. We don't have any way to get out to Colossus right now, so we're going to go out to Kakiri Forest and go into the Deku Tree and find the light arrows within the Spirit Temple.
You're not wrong, Orange Koopa. It is technically not bad, but not great either. But Smiles was more specific, you know. Yeah, you can get your pseudo bets in chat if it's adult side or child side. This is not even a real bet. But, you know. Good. Ooh. Good item. Egg skip this. Is this like hammer? Oh, it's shoes. Not bad. You take them.
Yeah, I really think here that one of the major differences is that Axe has not visited Zora's Fountain as an adult.
Yeah, the magic would be kind of helpful for her. Eggs also cleared a lot more dungeons early on, and dungeons happen to be loaded.
Yes.
He got a lot of good stuff from dungeons.
Yeah, I think being able to do the hover so early in Baronade, picking up that hook shot, and just being able to clear out dungeons in general, I think it really shown. And you know, really with no logic, there's oftentimes going to be a huge disparity in finish times, I would imagine.
Yeah, it very much says, you know, there's no technique to really reading the logic or anything like that. It's really just, did you guess right? So, and do you know the techniques that can help you skip the things you couldn't find? So, a lot more disparity. Eggs is gonna have actually a pretty good finish time, depending on where exactly in Spirit. There's the Zelda's Lullaby locked one. There's like 3 that are locked by Zelda's Lullaby.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh boy! Oh boy, guys! What's it gonna be? It could
a real
be.
wrinkle into this. Oh man.
Oh boy! I forgot about that. That's gonna be interesting.
Another quiver. Another bow there. That's the 3rd bow. We started off with a bow. If you didn't join us at spawn time.
Yeah, which I think was this has the equivalent of Skip Child Zelda, and since songs are shuffled, my guess is the starting item from Zelda's letter ended up being a bow, which you take. Specifically, I think that last race, Shiro was complaining that she couldn't find bow, and the seed heard, and just started with it.
When Shiro speaks, the game listens.
I mean, that's fair. Oh, and we get to see this entrance points glitch again on Egg side. So, the goal is to displace where the game thinks that, or your respawn position for the door. So then when you respawn, you're partially in the wall and able to just hover boots over. Super clean, super pretty, chef's kiss. We'll see. I didn't see any of these being gold. Egg skipping the small key. He's betting on it not being Zelda's Lullaby locked. So I think there's what? 3? No, 4. 4 checks in here that are locked by Zelda's Lullaby? I think so.
It's 3, I think.
Well, because there's compass check, the 2 in the main room, and then there's the boss key.
You're right, there are 2 in the main room. Yeah.
So, yeah. May the odds be ever in your favor.
Mm.
Do you want to take this one this time for the
Yes,
empty jump flash?
Yeah, this is an empty gem slash. So the end result is that we're going to light these torches. But how Egg has done this is they are putting away their sword the same way they're jumping off a ledge. Is that generally the right description of the technique? And so what this does is this will give you different damage values with your crouch stat. Just different damage values, and so one of those damage values is Dense Fire. That'll light the torches for you.
Also, if you saw it for a second there, one of the other values that it gives you is Ice Arrows. So as he rolled through the spike trap, it froze the spike trap.
Oh,
which is an interaction you very rarely see, but technically is in logic for Glitch Logic 2.0 for MQ Water. Is you can technically use the glitch damage from QPA or Empty Jump Slash to freeze the ice trap or the spike traps there.
Oh, a big chest. Okay, a gold chest here.
Is it? What's it gonna be? Oh, it's not. Ooh.
As the doctor and our dear friend Chuckles would say, it's now squeaky bum time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're starting to run lower and lower on checks, so it is definitely getting nerve-wracking. Oh.
Okay, there's another major item.
Just saying there's a chance.
Ah, there is the light arrows. That is go, 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 go mode for Eggmeister.
Mm-hmm. There we go. I appreciate Smiles. You didn't spoil it for us, being 10 minutes in the future. Using the time traveling powers to spoil a race is not a cool move, you know.
And Axe is going to be picking up her 4th dungeon reward, so she will be able to open Rainbow Bridge. Doesn't have the hammer, so just a little bit of poking around in fire, really on her side.
Yeah, she probably won't even opt to, because they did get a hint that fire was back there, so we'll probably just opt to skip it later. Egg, if I guess, Egg was probably just hopping in there to either by accident or maybe hoping for bombs. Because at this point, there's not that much more that he could find that would be helpful for him. Big Gorons might save him a little bit of time, maybe. But even then, he's got Giant's Knife, so... Oh, no, he's got Bottle, so...
Ooh, Axe doing a little jump slash clip.
Nice. That clip, very nicely done, and that clip comes up a lot, especially you see in Beta Quest, where you want to check that entrance. But it's super useful too if you have Shop Sanding and you know there's something good there. And we'll probably see Egg make quick work of this Ganondorf and this Ganon. He's pretty well equipped for it. He's got some explosives to do a few of the S's, the save climbing up the last set of stairs in particular. So expect we'll see him finish within the next couple minutes here. Overall, very, very well done. Sub 3 hours is really nice time. Ended up getting very lucky with the Spirit Temple.
Definitely, yeah. Egg's route was just godlike. Finding key items for his glitches that he wanted to perform just right at the right time, on multiple occasions actually. So, very nicely done by Egg here.
Now, probably a good time to remind you guys that you should definitely follow these racers. They both do a lot of no logic. So if you do like what you saw today and want to see more of them, you can check them out at Eggmeister on Twitch and Axiani on Twitch. They also both help out a lot in the gameplay and tricks section. So if you are looking to learn some of the tricks you saw today, they will be super happy and thrilled to help teach you. Regardless, if you are just starting out and you want to learn, some of the more beginner tricks that you're looking, some stuff like ISG, or if you're trying to go jump right in and learn like avoid warps, they will be super happy to teach you right away. And if you are looking to join, they do have No Logic Weeklies are on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So if there's one coming up tomorrow, if you would like to join it. They do use these same settings, which I am apparently incapable of reading correctly. But no, they include notably the 4 dungeon rewards for the Ganon's Castle and the 7 rewards needed for Ganon's BK, which usually is enough that you're able to find enough items to make it to do it, but without it being like always doing the same ones over and over again.
Oh, Axe is just 7 rupees shy. Have to go climb the stairs here in Market to go grab that other wallet. Oh, I guess going outside here.
On Egg's side, you also just saw he did a super slide in order to get into this cutscene. And you can see the main reason for that is he wants to be holding the shield during this. For some reason, because this game was programmed, it had some of the most programming of any video game of all time. The specific act of losing the Master Sword is related to that animation right there, where you're supposed to lose the thing. He also dropped the shield too early, I think, so he might have actually dropped it. We'll see. And so if you don't have a specific animation, you actually don't lose the sword. Looks like he actually did drop it too early, but that's fine. And so opting to equip swap the Deku Sticks, also just chef's kiss.
That's some great improvisation there.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it was planned.
Oh, well, fair enough. Fair enough.
So yeah, here the main reason he's doing this is that you can. The quick way to do it is if you obviously get power crouch stab with Master Sword damage, but Deku Sticks also do the same amount of damage as Master Sword. So if you equip swap Master Sword or equip swap Deku Sticks, which warning will only work on N64 if you are in rando, they will crash otherwise. So don't try that on your EverDrive at home or your N64 at home. You can then just use Deku Sticks to murderize them to death. So get your GGs ready in chat as Egg is about
Kill
to
screen
finish.
coming up.
That's that's not a Master Sword, but hey.
Get your GGs in chat here for Eggmeister finishing first on the restream and first in the race overall with a racetime.gg final time of 2 hours, 41 minutes, and 14 seconds. Great race here by Eggmeister.
Definite GGs for him. Overall, excellent race for him there. And we'll see. It looks like he will be joining us for an interview. So just getting set up in a second, and we'll be joining. So if you have any questions in chat, you can feel free to let us know, and we will we'll ask it for him. In the meantime, we'll just play some Zelda Sense Baseball.
Yeah.
It's like you're watching the base game, where we're basically professional voice actors for this game. But we'll see. Axe is looking like she's gonna do it. She is gonna pop into fire for a little bit. Probably similar to Egg is gonna do a couple of the early checks and then dip because fire sucks. That is my professional opinion as a OOT art player, an OOT player, and as a person.
It's now my professional opinion because I have trusted you to guide me through this seed so well, Dobby. Thank you again for just the wealth of knowledge you have bestowed upon us throughout this race.
My pleasure. I was happy to inform you guys with hopefully mostly correct knowledge. I'm sure if it wasn't, Dotso will yell at me later. But hopefully you guys all enjoyed it and learned something new and are wanting to learn more. But in the meantime, we will. It looks like we are still waiting on Egg's side for him to join the waiting room. Also, I suspect it's been a while. No, he didn't go to the wrong spot. Okay. We will also see on Axe's side what about she's doing, since she does have a little bit open to her. She does have the hook shot, so she can opt to do a little bit more. She can go do some more dungeons. We know that she does need quite a little bit left, notably some boss keys. What else is she missing? Obviously, the light arrows that she still needs. She also, there's a couple items that would be helpful for her, like hover boots. But 1, 2, 3. Yeah, she's missing a boss key, I think. So, well, I either need a boss key or hammer. And it seems like after the interview with Egg, we will be hopping over to Axe's side to encourage her as you're finishing. As a reminder for you guys, while we are waiting for everyone to arrive, that I heard a thing is that there's an Egg who's currently muted. There we go.
Whoa.
Welcoming into the channel is our winner here on the restream and the race itself, Eggmeister. Egg, congratulations, GG, well raced.
Yeah, it was a solid enough seed. Can't complain. It was pretty simple, though. There wasn't anything all that whack we had to do, really, which was a shame. I really was wishing that we had to go to bottom of the well. That would have been fun.
I was hoping. My vote for the bet for the light arrows was bottom of the well. It was awful, but I was still kind of hoping for it.
Light arrows was quite scary, to say the least. There's 4 checks in Spirit that are hard locked by ZL. So,
well, I think originally I was like, yeah, that's fine. And then as you were entering Spirit, I was like, oh wait.
That's a bit of a delayed reaction for us, indeed. Yeah.
But luckily, it wasn't anything whack, which was nice.
Yeah.
Cannot
end up with really nice positions for a lot of stuff too. Early explosives, both for bomb chews and also you could find early bombs. So overall, the seed was pretty nice.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. I guess like the only thing awkward was the hookshot placement, but it wasn't that terrible. I'm trying to remember what the one. Well, no, the one in GGG would have been terrible to be your first one too. Wouldn't have been great. Could have got it, but not ideal. And the one in
the Jabu one was kind of just a jerk, especially because I think at that point you didn't have bombs yet.
No, I did not. So it was either get the buried to cooperate, which didn't feel like cooperating today, but eventually he cooperated, so that was nice of him. Or do a chew hover, which a chew hover is not bad. It's just you YOLO it, so I got unlucky. Well, not unlucky. I just didn't space out correctly. I need a little bit more oomph to get up there, which was a shame.
Yeah, because I think the chew ended up going across the wall.
Yeah, it latched to the wall because I was slightly too close, and I didn't have enough to just backflip right on top like I wanted
to. Oh yeah, at the end there for the Ganon fight, did you drop the shield on purpose for restream and opt for the equip swap, or was that just by accident?
No, that was on purpose because I was gonna keep it, and then I was like, because I didn't have hammer, so I'm like, oh, I might as well keep it because why not? I don't feel like equipping Big One or broke Giant's Knife. But then I remembered like halfway through the super slide, I'm like, oh yeah, I could just equip swap sticks and that would be faster. Then I just did that, and luckily for me, sticks do the same exact damage as Master Sword, so I didn't get screwed for not storing Master Sword Jump Slash beforehand. That was nice.
Yeah. Also, it was objectively better because it's even less intended. So
I'll have to use Deku Sticks. Yeah, I guess it isn't intended. Yeah.
the things you forget sometimes.
That do be right. You're not supposed to be able to use those as adult, and you're never supposed to be there as child. They didn't stop us from doing either one of those in vanilla, but they tried.
A for effort. C, I would say C++ for execution, but I think this was actually in C.
Yeah. but yeah, it was a solid enough seed.
Mm-hmm.
My general thing of just go to dungeons is usually what I do, and yeah, it worked out better than usual, so that was nice.
Well, paid off very well.
We're hopping with items, yeah.
Dungeons in general just very good. You need to know where the dungeons are anyways, right? Because we need to eventually beat them. On top of the fact that most dungeons are surrounded by some of the most dense overworld locations, and then also because of key sanity, all the dungeons are just chock full of checks. So it usually pays off, but most of the time I have to go back child to get like one thing, usually like a boss key or some random thing, and that's child lock, but not this time. That was nice of the game.
You also didn't have too many issues with keys, which I know can happen as well, notably for like Spirit and Shadow. But like didn't even really go into Shadow, didn't do much at all in Water, didn't do much at all in Fire. It didn't do Bottom of the Well at all. Overall, very, very nice in terms of like dungeons and keys too.
Yeah, it was quite nice. I mean, most of the time your keys line up pretty well. Just if you know your way around, you don't really need that many keys. Like there's so many in the pool compared to how many we actually need. But Spirit Key is very nice. Without one Spirit Key, you're not getting. Well, you can get to the door, but I'm not getting to the door. I guess I should probably learn that hover, but I'm good.
The chances you don't find one key are pretty low. So.
I guess I did have hover boots, so I could. There's a setup Todd made for it. It's not terrible, but
of course, Todd would.
No, of course, yes. You hover up to the shortcut from the main room to get to the statue room. So fun and exciting, but you rarely ever do that, obviously.
I do believe so. This is definitely a spotlight on No Logic. This is our first No Logic restream. Is that right, Dobby?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So Egg, if you don't mind, speaking just a bit about No Logic racing in general, or the community, and how you guys have kind of picked up steam here over the past few months here. Just a little bit of the history of No Logic and your experience with it.
Is there really a history to No Logic? I think people just wanted to play it. There's not really I'm trying to think with No Logic. To start off with No Logic, November or something. November No Logic, something like that. Mm-hmm. That Axe started, and then people just started running it. And for me, I don't really care. Just no one's playing DDR, so I'm just playing No Logic. To me, they're effectively the same thing. I do the same thing in both, pretty much. So just whatever's racing is what I'm going to be playing for glitches. But as it stands, No Logic is pretty fun. I can't complain about it. It's pretty chill. Most people are pretty chill about it. We're not all that try-hardy or going that hard in the paint. And obviously people will help you with all the random stupid stuff you can do in this game if you're having trouble with it.
Yeah,
we loved watching.
I think we estimated previously that there were at least 2 glitches in this game, maybe 3 or 4. So
yeah, something like that. But yeah, luckily a lot of the glitches you don't necessarily have to do. A lot of the ones that I do are just simply for speed reasons more than anything. Mm-hmm. But obviously some things are going to come up quite often, like Jabu entry as adult is relatively difficult, especially without hover boots. And most likely you're going to want to go to that dungeon as adult. Rarely, if ever, does Bottom of the Well being somewhere stupid matter. Most of the time, child can get to any entrance relatively simply. But if he can't, like the vast majority of the time, I never even go into bottom of the well, even if bottom of the well is like in a very convenient spot, just because who wants to be child, right? So you just never have the opportunity to ever do it, really. But sometimes it does matter. We've had one seed where Light Arrows was in bottom of the well, and bottom of the well was in Ganon's castle. So you had to Void Warp in as adult to get that, because child cannot get there. But most of the time, it's pretty good. We've had a few bottom of the well in Water Temple, which is a very asinine entrance to get to as child, but you can. I don't think either one of those had actually had anything we needed, but it could, obviously. But you can pretty much do whatever you want in the game if you have bombs, so there's that for going forward, I guess.
Bombs and a shield in Chiro's case.
Yes, you do need a shield for the vast majority of things. Luckily, the game was very nice about shields this time. Very early, which was good.
Very early, and then constantly throughout the seed was throwing shields at you.
Yeah. It was kind of annoying more towards the end, but yeah.
Like, good item? No, it's a shield.
Yeah, I mean, I still prefer, that's a setting we turn on to have shields, because obviously, like, shields aren't considered, like, major items because they're shields. But it's a setting we turn on because it can be annoying, but it's more valuable than not, if that makes sense. I would rather be annoyed than like walk by chests that have shields in them when I don't have a shield. So
yeah,
fine.
For sure, especially because there's so much of the game over the glitches require a shield, where a shield is helpful, that it's worth it.
Shield's just the most important item in the game. Like, even from a glitches perspective, if you run this game a lot and you don't have shield, you'll find out real quick that will annoy the crap out of you, because you just rely on shield for so many random things. It's just incredibly useful item.
It's almost like in the vanilla game, they expect you to have a shield before you enter the very first dungeon, and so have a lot of utility for it.
Yes, it is quite good. They did not do a good job forcing us to do that either, by the way, if you were curious.
And
they tried.
They tried, and honestly, they did a better job than some other things.
That is true. They did do a good enough job.
Mido skip there, explosive list Midos it's something.
Explosive list Mido. That Wes, I'm good, fam. They never learn that Wes and just remove it from my memory that it exists. That it does exist. Not Wes Escape, just Wes Mido skip, which I don't think any speedrun does it. I'd be quite surprised if a single speedrun does that.
Maybe Ganon beat Ganon, but that might be it.
I think they just get sword and shield, because you would want shield. Would you want shield?
Do you need it for Gim?
In Ganondorf?
Ganondorf, you don't need it, but Gim maybe.
I think in Ganondorf,
shield, I think you want shield anyway for ISG for Ganon, but technically you don't need it. But technically low percent might.
Yeah, I think you get it anyways. I would imagine. I actually haven't looked at Ganondorf in a while, but I think they do beat Goma before they go get Bottle. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about that though.
It's been a while since I've seen it, so.
But they probably still want shield because shield. So
neat.
I do beat shield.
Well, we are wrapping up here. Egg, I'd be remiss if we had you on. Such great entertainment. If you didn't want to plug your channel, do you stream regularly? Only stream your races? What's your stream like?
I only stream my races in general.
Okay. Well, please go ahead.
Yeah. I normally don't do like commentary or anything when I'm running. I just play the game. But sometimes I do. But just it's either no logic pretty much at this point, or I stream bingo races quite frequently as well, which is just a vanilla game. So those are about the two things.
Great. Well, from that point then, I want to say thank you, Egg, for joining us here in the booth. I want to say thank you so much to Dobby and to Baseball for restreaming. Thank you to the audience. I think we're going to head over here. I'm going to hand it over to Baseball here. She's going to wrap things up. Dobby, any final words? I'll shut up now. Thank you guys so much for this. I've enjoyed this so much. I'm new to No Logic, but I want to check out some more.
Well, glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed this first one, and hopefully we see some more in the future. As mentioned, very nice wrap up already from Hag. Just thanks to our restreamer baseball, as well as super huge thanks, especially given I don't know if they knew it was Key Sanity. I didn't until about an hour before we started either. So huge thanks to our trackers for handling that. We have both baseball who did that, and also I didn't do trackers. Apparently, I didn't do the trackers. I need the tracker one. There we go.
Warren Traveler, yes.
There you go. Apparently, spelling's too hard, which included baseball, but also has Warren Traveler as well helping out. So super thanks to both of you guys for that.
All right. Also, shout outs to Warren Traveler for doing much better with the key tracking than me. I was not very good at that. Yes.
Were you tracking my keys? Because I didn't track a single one. So.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
So I didn't really help you out there.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Nope. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I kept looking over at Warren Traveler's side and being like, there's a lot more keys on that side. I think I missed all of them. So, yes, but it was fine. We handled it. Yes, hopefully we'll get another one of these on in the future. I also really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. So, yeah. In terms of Ocarina of Time Rando today, we have the NA Weekly in a couple of hours, and that'll be on ZSR. So check that out if you're like, wow, I want to see Standard again. But yeah, no cool glitches in that, unfortunately. So in the meantime, we're going to head over to Axani, just so that we can cheer her on till the end of the race. Obviously, no spoilers. Please don't tell her anything about the seed that she doesn't know. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching today, and I will see you next time.